Opportunity for Indiana as well. Could go down as the biggest win in their program history. Michael Penix Jr. has supreme confidence in himself and his team. He told Matt this week he knows this is a big game, but he also said it's not like it's our Super Bowl. He won't be overwhelmed by this moment, and he expects major things for his Hoosiers.
And here's another throw to the end zone. This time it's Marshall, and he made the catch. Touchdown, Indiana. What a throw by Michael Penix.
So you grew up in Florida, at one point committed to Tennessee, and then found your way to Indiana. Why the Hoosiers?
Just why not? You know, the Hoosiers is a program that was on the rise. There was a lot of confidence in this program, you know, talking to Coach Allen, you know, just hearing the amount of confidence he had that everything here was going to change.
Penix looking deep. He's got his man.
Do you have a chip on your shoulder when you step on that field?
I always play with a chip on my shoulder. You know, high school, you know, I feel like I had a decent career, but some people may say that things should have went differently with the whole recruiting process. So I feel like just that that edge and that hunger, you know, just want to go out and just go out and compete.
It's gonna be a great day today. I promise. Ready? Ready? We finna turn up. Here we go.
I know you wanted to become a better leader this year. What are some of the ways that you were able to really become that for this football team?
Family on three, family on me. 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir.
Just more vocal, you know, just talking to the guys, you know, just getting to know everybody and just getting to understand everything that's trying to be accomplished here. Make sure that the whole team is bought in and just letting it rip.
Penix jumps his way forward, goes to a done! 2-point conversion! Michael Penix runs it in!
What was that moment like for you and your football team?
It was exciting, you know. It was something definitely that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. And, you know, we don't expect that to be the only time, you know, we do something big here. We remember it, but we continue to push forward to make sure that we can just strive for greatness all the time.
So like I say, ball game.
This is where you shine. This is where you become the greatest of all time. History in the making.
If I would have told you this summer you guys would roll through Penn State, you roll through Michigan, setting up a clash in Columbus against Ohio State, what would you have said?
Oh, I know. I believe it. You know, that's what a lot of us came here for. You know, to win those games, to be a part of the change, to be a part of something. You know, the new Indiana. You know, that's something that we always believed. We weren't really surprised that happened. You know, and I really love this team, and I love what everybody's doing here.
History in the making.
Coach, sounds like a team.
Wendy's delivery to kick off, and this the scene just seconds ago. Indiana very emotional in the tunnel, making their way out onto the field. They're bringing the energy, and Michael Penix has been bringing that energy for them all season long.
He really has. He's become a great leader, and he just talked about it. He does play with a chip on his shoulder. He was lightly recruited out of high school. He really took a chance, a bet on himself coming to Indiana, wanted to play for Tom Allen, and he's reaping the benefits. He's a great leader. He's leading the Big Ten in yards. He's confident, all the intangibles you want, and he's got a great opportunity on center stage today.
Indiana blitzes 70% of the time on all first and second downs. Watch out for that. Can Ohio State protect Justin Fields for 4 quarters?
That number jumped out to all of us when we saw that. Can Indiana become the first team to beat Penn State, Michigan, Michigan State, and Ohio State in a season? Find out with us. For the call, upstairs, Joel Klatt and Gus Johnson.
All right, Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. From the legendary Horseshoe in Columbus, Ohio, we've got a battle between two top 10 teams as the number 9 Indiana Hoosiers coming to town to take on the 3rd-ranked, world-famous Ohio State Buckeyes. And the standings in the Big Ten East: Indiana, Ohio State, top of the table, undefeated. Something's got to give today. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson, along with my partner, Joel Klatt, and welcome to Columbus. Feels like a heavyweight fight, folks. In this corner, the challenger, Indiana University, undefeated, one of their best seasons, led by a dynamic young quarterback. And in the other corner, the champs, Ohio State, Justin Fields. throwing big shots. This should be one to seed it.
I can't wait to watch this. Let's start with the challenger, shall we? And listen, in a year all of us want to forget, it's been an unforgettable season for Indiana and Michael Penix Jr. This guy's playing unbelievable football, folks. He sees it really well, okay? He understands coverage. He throws the ball on time and on target. He's a great leader, and he fought for that two-point conversion to really set this season up with that big win in their initial game over Penn State. And then the champ, Justin Fields. Folks, nobody is playing better football at the quarterback position in America than Justin Fields. He's got more touchdowns than he has incompletions so far in the year. His anticipation is phenomenal. His preparation is absolutely exquisite. I cannot wait to watch him play in another one of these big showdowns. Top 10 matchup, this one at home. We'll see how Fields plays. He's played great before. I expect him to do it again.
Perfect weather for football in the Big Ten Conference. Cold and wet. 46 degrees at kickoff time. The high is supposed to be 49 in a series that dates all the way back to 1901. Ohio State leads it big. Buckeyes have won 25 straight, including a 51-10 win last year in Bloomington. Ohio State won the toss, deferred. Indiana to receive in order to be the champ. You gotta beat the champ. Let's see, IU, what you got today against the world-famous Buckeyes. And we're underway. And this one kicked into the end zone, barely for a touchback. Time now to join the third member of our team on the sideline, the All-American girl, Jenny Teague.
Well, Gus, you mentioned the conditions today. We may have some rain, but trust me, both coaches aren't worried about it. And you could tell in warm-ups, no one cares. This is Big Ten football. Let's get to work. I want to talk a little bit more, guys, about Michael Penix. You mentioned what to expect from the quarterback. I caught up with him earlier this week, and he told me he's dealt with a lot of injuries in his career, but instead of complaining and dwelling on the past, he got to work. He added about 15 to 20 pounds of muscle to his frame. He believes that's why he's playing so confident. He knows he's being watched. Everyone knows Fields and what he can do and what to expect. But Michael Penix wants to make a statement today.
All right, thank you very much, Jenny. First down at 10 at the 25 for IU. Here's Penix, the pass on first down, fires near side, incomplete. That ball thrown a tad high for Freifogel.
Well, this offense, you know, I wouldn't say that they're setting the world on fire, in particular in the run game. They're trying to find the rotation up front. New left tackle last week, Luke Haggard. He gets the start here again today. But on the outside, folks, they're really dynamic, including Ty Freifogel. Nobody in the country has more catches or yards over the last couple of weeks than Ty Freifogel. He's going to have to play great today against a secondary for Ohio State. Gus, that's given up some plays so far this year.
Second down and 10 at the 25. Ohio State losing all those guys last year to the NFL.
Timeout, Ohio State. They're first of the half. Be a 30-second charge. Timeout.
Wow, odd timeout there. Looks like Kerry Combs, the defensive coordinator for Ohio State, didn't like something about their alignment. Got a quick timeout, and he's going to chat it up here on the sideline. Kerry Combs, new coordinator here for Ohio State, and this defense, Gus, that defensive line, that's really where the strength is inside. Haskell Garrett and Tommy Togiai, they have been playing phenomenal football inside, getting pressure on the quarterback. That linebacker crew is experienced. They anticipate really well, and they adjust in game as well as anybody. The back end, though, there's where the questions are, okay? That secondary last year was historically good. 2 first-round picks on the outside at corner. Now Shaun Wade has to move outside. They got a new safety in Hooker, and he's going to have huge shoes to fill. Remember how good Jordan Fuller was there at the free safety position last year, Gus.
Jordan Fuller, Damon Arnett, Joe Fukuda, all in the NFL now. Second down and 10 at the 25. Penix to throw it on second down. Goes sideline, and it's caught. Beautiful throw, and an even better catch by Ty Freifogel. And what a season he's having, coming off an 11-catch, 200-yard, 2-touchdown game.
It's really been couple of weeks in a row, and he's working against the best corner for Ohio State, Shaun Wade. There, beautiful ball from Penix. He throws it to the back shoulder. Freifogel uses his frame, gets physical, goes back and makes the catch.
Gain of 19, first and 10 of the 44. Opening series for Indiana University. Stevie Scott, the pistol back. And they'll give it to him. Scott, he'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Haskell Garrett, what a season this Haskell Garrett is having.
Yeah, isn't it? I mean, and by the way, folks, the fact that he's even playing this year is absolutely remarkable. Had that incident where he actually got shot through both cheeks in the face. Lucky to be alive, folks. Only lost a couple of teeth. They didn't know if he was going to be able to play. Didn't have much of a fall camp. Came out here and he's been dominating ever since.
2nd and 10 at the 44. Penix off his back foot, incomplete. That ball intended for Miles Marshall, the junior. And when you look at this IU roster, Tom Allen, he knew what he had to do. He went down south and got him some players.
That's right. A couple of years ago, Gus, you and I did the Indiana at Michigan game, and there was all those young players, in particular on defense. He had some, a quarterback, Penix. He had Whop Fillier, all these young guys from Florida. That's where Tom used to be a high school coach. He was a coach at South Florida, USF, and he's maintained ties down there, recruits really well from that area. It's been a big reason why they've had this resurgence this season.
3rd down and 10 at the 44. IU 39% on 3rd down conversions this year. Penix in trouble, and he's sacked. They brought the house, led by Jonathan Cooper. Marcus Williamson also in on the play.
Well, you're going to get Cooper does a great job making an inside move. You're also going to get a blitz from the outside from that 2nd level. There's that inside move, pressure right in Penix's face, and he does the proper thing there. He just kind of eats it. Gus, live to play another down there because that was a free look for Jonathan Cooper on the quarterback. What a great start for this Buckeyes defense.
Hayden Whitehead is your punter for Indiana. Garrett Wilson, the deep man, he stands at his own 17 for Ohio State. And he'll signal for the fair catch, and he has it at the 25. And that brings on Justin Fields, 6'3", 228 pounds, from Kennesaw, Georgia. He's 16-1, partner, as a starter.
Well, I thought he was great a year ago. I really did, right? I mean, 40 touchdown passes, only 3 interceptions. This guy has taken another step in his play, and he is a phenomenal player. Look at what he's done in the first quarter alone this year. 19 of 19, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. You don't do that unless you are preparing like a pro, and that's what Fields has done this year. He's taken his game to the next level. He's anticipating and not reacting, and this guy is unreal.
And on 1st down, Fields over the middle, and it's caught. Fields, what a throw. Garrett Wilson breaks it back, stiffened arms, and goes down inside the Indiana 10-yard line.
Indiana gets caught here. Watch this. You're going to get the safety that starts coming off the hash, and then that's where Garrett Wilson goes right up the middle of the field against the linebacker. That's a mismatch. Brian Fitzgerald's their husky back here for this defense, and Wilson is way too quick for that, and a beautiful throw. How about that throw right down the middle of the field on the money?
And that is a gain of 65 yards for Wilson. 1st down and goal at the Indiana 10. Fields looking, guns it, touchdown Wilson. Bada bing, bada boom. Ohio State smacks Indiana in the mouth, scoring in 2 plays.
What a beautiful route.
To Columbus.
You want the champ, you're going to have to come and get him. How about this outside move that Wilson makes right at the top of the move? Boom, just sticks it on the outside, comes across the face of Devon Matthews, and the playmaker, Garrett Wilson, a couple of catches, 1 for a touchdown. I'll tell you what, boys, these Buckeyes are ready to roll.
Extra point up and good. Ohio State striking quickly. Wilson and Fields connecting. Buckeyes up 7-0. Time now for Progressive Game Flow from the Horseshoe here in Columbus, Ohio. First game played here, 1922, 99th year of football. Capacity 102,780, 6th largest stadium in the United States. 3 of those stadiums are in the Big Ten. As you take a look at the opening drives this season for the Buckeyes.
Their two biggest games to date, Penn State and today. Total of 5 plays in their opening drives and a couple of scores. You think these Buckeyes are ready? Whoa.
No doubt about it. So Indiana will get another opportunity. And they'll start. Oh, my goodness. Reese Taylor gets clobbered. What a tackle on special teams. That's Josh Proctor. Buckeyes all business to start this one.
Oh, my goodness. How about this? Josh Proctor says, I got my business socks on. Take a listen to this. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Justin Fields loves it. Oh, man.
First down and 10 at the 18-yard line for Indiana. David Ellis in the backfield. Penix finds him in the flats and lowers his shoulder. Gang tackling by the Buckeyes. Baron Browning, first man to it.
Let's take a look at our season refresh, sponsored by Coors Light. Been a dream season so far. There's that 2-point conversion dive. I'm sure those in State College still talking about that one. Then the big win over Michigan. How about that? 28-21. First win against Michigan in forever. The shutout against Michigan State. Their defense played amazing last week, and here they are in a top 10 showdown with the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Gain of 6 on the last play. Second down and 4. Penix to let it fly once again underneath. Ball caught. Walt Fillier, but he drops it. Are they calling this a catch? It's recovered by Ohio State. Shaun Wade has the football.
Baron Browning came up and made the hit, Gus, and now it's just a matter of, did Fillier have time to make an act common to the game? He certainly catches it, but
on the field was a reception. The runner was down prior to losing possession of the ball. Third down.
All right, they're saying that he got all the way to the ground before it comes out. I'm not so sure. First of all, boy, there's Browning with the big hit, and you see it's definitely coming loose before he hits the ground. So if they take another look at this, which they should, there was a recovery by Ohio State in the immediate action. I'm fully expecting here a replay. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, and they snap it over Penix's head. He falls on it inside the 10.
Boy, disastrous for Indiana here on their opening couple of series, but there is an injury. That's Tyreek Smith, number 11, the junior. Here's the snap from Harry Kreider, just way up and over Penix's head. He had no chance. All he's got to do is hope that he gets the bounce, and he does. And there you saw 11, Tyreek Smith, dive on late, and he's still down.
We were talking to our Reggie Bush in our meeting room yesterday prior to dinner, and he told us, you know how Indiana is going to be in the first couple of series if they're ready for this kind of matchup. So far, they aren't. Big Noon Saturday is presented by AT&T Business. Our people and network will help keep you connected. Let's take care of business. And it's sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Ohio State didn't play last week. Their game with Maryland was canceled, and you could tell the Buckeyes have been chomping at the bit. Man. They have come out to start this game laying major wood.
You feel like they're just like that caged animal. You know, you got a dog at home, you got a brand new puppy at home, right?
That's right. And Wilson with a fair catch. This Sunday, Fox Bet Super 6 is giving you another chance to win $1 million of Terry Bradshaw's money. You can play for free right now, so download the Fox Bet Super 6 app and make your picks for Sunday's game for a shot at $1 million.
Well, I know it's early, but partner, this is a pretty important series here in a short field for Ohio State. You know, this is a defense that prides itself on the ability to rush the passer with their front four, and you give them a couple of possessions in terms of a lead, and they can start to tee off. So this defense for IU has got to stand strong here and hold Ohio State on this drive.
First down to 10 at the 49. Fields again going over the middle and intercepted. Intercepted by Indiana's Jamar Johnson. And Indiana, they've hung their hats on turnovers this year, and Justin Fields throws the pick here in the first quarter.
And this is a guy that never turns the football over. This ball is poorly thrown. It's a little inside. Here's the safety, and as he gets depth, he's going to read Fields' eyes right there, and he starts to move over to his right. And see how this ball brings Garrett Wilson inside the hash? That's a poorly thrown ball, and it's picked off. Jamar Johnson. What an unbelievable play there for IU. I just said they needed a big stop. They get one, and this is a defense partner that has lived on turnovers. They're 13th now of the season, and they've converted them to points. That's been the biggest point for Indiana, and they've got to do it here.
First interception of the season for Justin Fields. And this one deflected, maybe at the line of scrimmage, incomplete.
I think Justin Hilliard got a hand on that one, number 47.
Fields only threw 3 interceptions all of last year.
Let's take a look at the points off turnovers in the Power 5. Indiana has done so well, 51 total, over 12 a game, and they've got an opportunity here with a short field and the ability to maybe draw even in this game after a start, Gus, that did not look good for them.
Michael Penix Jr. from Tampa, Florida. 2nd and 10. Lefty up the sideline and incomplete. Intended for Miles Marshall. He got 2 hands on it. 7 Banks in coverage for the Bucks.
Well, here on 3rd down, you've got to go back to what you need, which is that conversion. You got to look to your playmakers. You got to look to Whop Philyor, number 1, Ty Freifogel, number 3. The guy that really is their 3rd down target is Whop Philyor. He's the inside player in that diamond set up on the top.
And Peyton Hendershot, the tight end, had a big game against Ohio State last year. Watch him. He's at the tight end position at the bottom of your screen. Thank you very much. 3rd down and 10 at the 44. Penix pulls it down, fires, and he's got a receiver. And that is Hendershot, but he will not have enough for a 1st down, but they may go for it on 4th here.
Yeah, he got enough where I feel like you would go for it if you're Tom Allen. A nice job by those linebackers of rallying up and making the play, but now you've got that short yardage situation. They'll go for it here.
They need 2 yards on 4th down. Stevie Scott in the backfield.
Scott is 230 pounds.
Penix under pressure, dumps it off, and Freifogel took his eyes off the football. You don't see that happen too often. Drops it. IU turns it over on down.
Well, they've got a perfect play here, and they get away with a little bit of a pick. Check this out. You're going to get Miles Marshall that just kind of picks off the defender, and Freifogel just drops it. Would have been a sure 1st down and then some. IU, huge mistake after the turnover.
Today on Fox, it's a battle of Big 12 title contenders as K-State takes on Iowa State next. Then Arizona and Washington clash in Pac-12 action at 8. College football continues next on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Master Teague with the carry for Ohio State.
Well, this run game's been criticized over the first 3 games. I'm looking at the numbers, Gus, and I'm like, the run ball throw over 200 yards a game. I'm like, what's the big problem? And listen, there's not a problem. It's just that the expectation is like J.K. Dobbins level of play, and they're not quite getting that.
2nd down and 6 at the 40-yard line. Chris Olave.
There's a flag in the backfield. Lengthy discussion here. Makes you think that it wouldn't just be a regular old hold.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 52. 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Replay. 1st down.
Well, that's called on Wyatt Davis. the All-American right guard. There's Davis right here, 52. IU runs one of their little stunts and a little shove at the end. White, of course, opted out originally of this season, and then once the Big Ten reversed course and decided to have a fall season, came back to be with his Buckeyes. Feels like this team has an opportunity to potentially finish what they got started last year and win a national title.
Second down and 21. Fields in trouble, breaks the tackle, but will not evade the Indiana pass rush as Cam Jones comes up, cleans it up, and drops Fields for a sack.
Check this out, Gus. They have 3 guys coming on the blitz, and finally they're going to get the safety loose. So difficult to pick up. And there's Jamar Johnson, who had the interception earlier in the game, who's right in the lap of Justin Fields, and Fields basically just has to go down.
A loss of 2 on the sack. Third down and 23 at the 23. The only criticism of Fields is that sometimes he may hold the ball a little too long. Empty backfield. Fields steps up in the pocket, wants to run it, spinning, and goes down. Not enough for the first. Jalen Williams with the tackle, and Ohio State will have to punt it away.
Well, I got to take advantage when the opposition makes a mistake, and right there, that Wyatt Davis penalty backed the Buckeyes up, and Indiana was able to get off the field. So a nice series there. Back-to-back series of kind of answering the bell. Remember, Ohio State goes bang, bang, 2-place touchdown, and then here we go with the Hoosier strength, which is their defense. They come out with an interception, and now they get off the field and force a punt.
Drew Chrisman, second-team preseason All-American punter for the Buckeyes, and he drops this one once again inside the 20-yard line. 7:02 to play, first quarter. Buckeyes with the lead. Indiana, though, starting to get some confidence. Let's see what they do on all right after this. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Ram, built to serve. The last time Indiana won the Big Ten championship was in the great year of 1967. The Hoosiers finished the season 9-2, but lost in the Rose Bowl to national champion USC. The year I was born, Joel. 1967, 53 years ago.
You're a young man.
I'm an old man.
No, don't say that.
That's right. Happy about it. First down and 10 at the 20. Scott. And Stevie Scott pushes the pile full. Tough Borland, middle linebacker with the tackle.
That run game, you know, it's not great for Indiana, but they're going to have to at least keep Ohio State honest. That was the 13th snap for Indiana. They've only handed it off on a true run play now twice after that last play. And, you know, they're going to throw it to make their yards. There's no doubt. But they got to keep those linebackers honest with at least the threat of the run game during the course of today's ballgame.
2nd and 6 at the 24-yard line. Penix over the middle. Caught. First down. IU. Freifogel.
You know what I love about Penix? The first thing I noticed when I turned on the tape and started watching him play, he anticipates the throw so well. So many times, Gus, if you give him a clean pocket, he's going to throw the football before the wide receiver is out of the break. It's so tough to defend. The corner is in no man's land, and in large part because of that anticipation from number 9.
First down at the 39 after the 15-yard completion. David Ellis in the backfield. He normally serves as a wide receiver. They'll give it to him. And he'll slice forward, pick up a couple. Stop by Pete Werner.
Indiana slowing things down. A little bit more methodical on this series.
Second down and 8. Penix he releases the football, but hitting his arm was Zach Harrison, the sophomore from Lewis Center, Ohio.
Well, here's Harrison, and he's lined up kind of inside the tackle, but then, boom, he goes on the outside, and look at that hand movement. He's able to get to that left arm of Penix before he can release the ball, and he's got a quick release. So a great job by Zach Harrison, one of the more highly recruited players on this team. He was the second-rated defensive end in America coming out, 5-star player.
3rd down and 8. Larry Johnson's defensive line for Ohio State year in and year out.
Previous plays on the further review, the ruling on the field was an incomplete pass.
And as I mentioned, defensive line coach Larry Johnson, year in and year out, his guys are some of the best in the country.
Well, here's what's interesting, right? For this specific year, as we take a look here at when that ball actually started coming loose, and you could make an argument, this is a pretty good stoppage, because you could make the argument, Gus,
it's a fumble,
that ball, Penix lost control before the hand started moving forward. See, it goes back. Boy, that is awfully close.
His arm is, from what I see, is not moving forward. Mikey Rulebooks, Mike Pereira, what are your thoughts on this play?
I agree with you guys. I don't think the hand starts forward until the ball is coming out. So to me, I like it as a fumble. It is a close play. They did rule it as an incomplete pass. But let's remember,
you could confirm quarterback's hand was coming forward. Incomplete pass. 3rd down.
Mike, finish your thought, please. Even though
I'll tell you, that's awfully close. If they would have changed that to a fumble, then there was a clear recovery by Ohio State, so you could have awarded them the ball there. But to me, I'll tell you, that's too tight for me to say you can confirm that as a forward pass.
Not only that, not only did they confirm it, which I couldn't disagree with, but Mike, they did it so quickly, which is very odd. They didn't even stop it earlier when it looked like Whop Philyor fumbled the football. So a slow start for the replay booth.
Thank you, Michael. 3rd down and 8 at the 41. Penix looking for the first, delivers up the sideline, incomplete. And Indiana will punt it away.
Tell you what, I really love versatile players, right? And Pete Warner, number 20, is one of the more versatile players that Ohio State has. And here he is, he's a linebacker, and yet he's on the outside covering Whop Philyor, one of the best slot players in the Big Ten, right down the sideline and doing a great job of it. And Pete Warner is a heck of a player at the linebacker position for Ohio State.
Aiden Whitehead will punt it away from the 25. Garrett Wilson, who scored a touchdown, is back deep, and he has it inside his own 20. So after a quick start for Ohio State, this game starting to level out a bit, 7-0, 4:46 to play in the first, as Fields comes back on after throwing his first interception of the season.
And let's take a look at our Nissan Heisman Watch. Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy. And there are some guys that are playing unbelievable football, including Kyle Trask and guys like Trevor Lawrence, Najee Harris at Alabama, Zach Wilson at BYU. This would be my list of the 5 right now, no particular order. And a lot of people, you know, I showed this and I was like, well, what about Mac Jones? Here, I've got a clear stipulation. If you're not the best player on your own offense, you can't be the best player in college football. While Mac Jones is playing great, Najee Harris is the best player in that offense.
Master Teague plowing forward. He'll get close to a first down, and that's what they need from him as Tywan Mullen makes the tackle. They need this running game to really start rounding in the form.
Yeah, and like I said, they're averaging over 200 yards per game on the ground, but they just haven't had those home runs that we saw last year from the speedy J.K. Dobbins.
Dobbins now with the Baltimore Ravens. Here's Teague powering over the left side, first down.
What I do like about Teague and his style, Gus, is that he's a hard, straight ahead, downhill runner. And that really helps an offense in play action pass, because he hits the hole so hard that the linebackers all day long, once they start getting used to that, they've got to fill quickly. Ryan Day knows that. He knows that if he can establish the run with Big Master Teague, that then later in the game, that play action pass becomes even more effective.
One of his 3 career 100-yard games came at Indiana last year. Ayers Fields guns it, knocked away. Well defended by Jamar Johnson. 2nd and 10.
I felt like Fields overlooked Olave. Olave is sitting there wide open on the spot route underneath the corner. And you got to take what the defense gives. You know, and Olave is one of the best players in America. Just give him the ball right away, and it's going to be a 2nd and short.
2nd down and 10 at the 31. Master Teague breaks through. 1st down and more, running over people. Master Teague gets to midfield. Cam Jones finally brings him down. But another huge chunk, this time 19.
Well, great vision from Master Teague. He found the seam, and then he got going, right? I mean, he runs hard behind those pads, and it takes a lot to bring him down. But it was that little move at the line of scrimmage, finding the tight seam, that was able to break him loose for that 1st down.
1st down at midfield for Ohio State, leading it 7-0. Teague remains in the game at running back. Fields play fake, sprints out of the pocket, sets, looks backside, pulls it down, dancing, in trouble, delivers, and it's intercepted. Oski, number 98, Jerome Johnson, 2nd turnover of the game in the 1st quarter for Justin Fields.
Well, first things first, Indiana did a great job of staying home on the backside in coverage because Fields wants to go all the way back to the left. And then here's Olave front side as he's scrambling around. Fields forces this ball. He can't make that throw. That's an ill-advised throw. And the tip up, and how about the hustle from the big guy? We've seen now 2 big guy interceptions this year, Gus. You got to love it. Jerome Johnson's able to bring it home. 6'3", 304 pounds. He's one of these guys from the South, from Mississippi, and he came up here, and he has been a force for the Hoosiers on defense.
1st down and 10 at the 43 for Indiana. And they're running right. Not a lot of room for Samson James as he's driven backwards. Werner and Tough Borland combining on the tackle.
Folks, watch Tough Borland play the game, number 32. Gus, I mean, if you just focus on him, he's shot out of a cannon all the time. This guy understands and recognizes, diagnoses the play as well as anybody in college football. He was downhill in a hurry on that last play.
2nd down and 11. Stevie Scott back in at running back for Indiana. Closing in on 2 minutes to go here in the 1st. They look for Scott, and that one thrown a little sharp and over his head. Tyler Friday in coverage.
They had the matchup. Tyler Friday, the defensive end, was dropping out. That was a mismatch for Indiana. And that ball, like you said, just a little bit out in front and a little too hard for Stevie Scott to rein in.
Pass rush. Getting the attention of Michael Penix Jr., the quarterback for Indiana. 3rd down and 11. IU 0 for 4 on 3rd down conversion so far. Penix over the middle, incomplete, knocked away. Shaun Wade. Freifogel, the intended receiver. So far the defenses are stepping up for both teams.
Well, Penix went to the guy that he trusts. He goes to Freifogel, and there was a nice battle going on between Shaun Wade and Ty Freifogel, and Wade is able to win this one. But the pressure, like you said, it's in the head of Penix. You see he kind of double clutches and then just turns and whips that ball out to his right, but it was a little too far inside and allowed Shaun Wade to make a play.
Whitehead will punt it from the 27. Aussie rules kicker. Fair caught at the 16. To celebrate Dr. Pepper giving away $2 million in tuition this year, we look back at a 2013 winning contestant, Molly Reed. Molly used the tuition money for nursing classes, which helped her land her dream job as a pediatric RN at Akron Children's Hospital. Be sure to catch the 2020 Dr. Pepper tuition giveaway on December 18th and 19th during the Pac-12 and Big Ten champ games on Fox.
Gosh, I love that, right? What an awesome deal Dr. Pepper has done with that tuition toss, and all those folks getting the ability to improve their futures because of it.
On first down, Fields to the sideline, caught Chris Olave.
Well, let's see how Fields reacts here. Gus, after the first series, it's pretty easy to say that this has been the most shaken Fields has been this season is over the last couple of series. Now 2 interceptions already in this game. We'll see if he can calm down and settle in.
They pick up a first down at the 28-yard line after the 11-yard gain. Fields hands it off. Sermon downhill. First down, Bucks. But a flag on the play.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 3. The 15-yard penalty will be added on to the end of the run. First down.
And that's Tywone Mullen.
That's a poor call. I know because he didn't grab it. It just kind of grazed off of the face mask, right? Like that's incidental and should not be called. You've got to grab it and turn the head. I think that's a poor call there on Tywone Mullen. Unfortunate for the Hoosiers now, but it sets up Ohio State, Gus. This is when Ryan Day loves to take a shot, right when he crosses the 50.
First down at 10 to the 42. Fields, he won't take a shot. Down the field, he'll take a shot in his own backfield. So how about this? Jerome Johnson. Now, first he gets an interception, now a sack on Justin Field.
Yeah, and he does a great job here. Watch, he's going to get width, and now he's going to come up the field, and he just confuses Nicholas Petit-Free.
From Bassfield, Mississippi, Jerome Johnson.
He's playing great football. The best of those defensive linemen. He's provided pressure. He's got the interception today, and that's his 3rd sack on the year.
Coming to the end of the quarter. Fields in trouble again. This time he'll take off. And Fields down the sideline, out of bounds. But another flag on the play.
Holding. Offense, number 78. 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Second down.
Well, here's what happens, Gus. When the quarterback has to leave the pocket abruptly, these tackles get caught with their hands all over the defensive lineman. Here you got Nicholas Petit-Free. And watch, see, he's got that left hand full of jersey. And then when Fields runs, now it gets pulled right in front of the official, and the flag comes out. And so that quality field position after the Tywone Mullen face mask, they set Ohio State up, and they're unable to capitalize here. And now they got 2nd and forever.
28 to be exact. And that's the end of the first quarter. Close first quarter, 7-0 Ohio State. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business, Columbus, Ohio. The legendary horseshoe. Justin Fields has thrown 2 interceptions already. His only 2 interceptions of the season. Ohio State faced with a 2nd down and 28. And that one deflected at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. Looks like Jovan Swan got a hand on it. I tell you what, partner, this Indiana defense is serious.
Yeah, and they're the strength of the team, right? This has been the catalyst to this resurgence this year, has been this defense and the way that they've played. And it's interesting because last year's game against Ohio State was really the impetus for them to change schematically. Kane Womack, their defensive coordinator, wanted to start putting more eyes on the quarterback and playing less man coverage. He felt like they didn't match up well in that game on a man-to-man basis, which was why they got beat 51-10. Now they've changed. They play more zone, eyes on the quarterback, pressure on the quarterback.
Third down and 28, and Ohio State elects to be conservative. Trey Sermon running it.
Boy, and think about the start that Ohio State had, that opening series, right down the field, 2 plays. Ryan Day had to be feeling good about it. They got a short field, and this defense responded. Kane Womack's group, Tom Allen's group, has come out here. They are the heartbeat of this team, and that defense has played great ever since those opening 2 plays.
Drew Chrisman will punt it away from the 31, back deep. Reese Taylor. Now, Reese Taylor and Jacoby Hewitt, folks, both wear number 2, so bear with us. And they both are on return teams for Indiana. We're going to have to talk to Coach Allen about that next time we get an opportunity. And NFL tradition continues on Fox as Washington takes on Zeke and the Cowboys Thanksgiving Day at 4 Eastern, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Washington and Dallas are looking to get within a half game of the division lead. And look at this standings in
which is
NFC
not saying
East.
much.
That's not a lot. We're all still in it.
Oh, man. I tell you what, the NFC least.
First down and 10. Penix and the Hoosiers from their own 16. Penix handing it off. Stevie Scott will gain a half yard, maybe a yard on the play.
But I will say this about that game. In a year where nothing is normal, I'm looking forward to, on Thanksgiving morning, you wake up,
That's right.
you turn on Fox, and you see the Cowboys.
That's right.
Right? You know, I mean, that's Thanksgiving.
Well,
America.
I'm from Detroit.
And the Lions. That's right.
You hear you see the Lions.
There you go.
That's another network.
Remember they used to wear the non-decaled silver helmets?
Yes, I do know.
I loved that.
I
right?
do remember
the
that.
old Silver Dome.
That's right. Second down and 9 of the 17. High snap handled by Penix. Underneath, caught. Not a lot of room as Miles Marshall makes the grab.
Great coverage there by Proctor. You know, Josh Proctor is a guy that has immense talent. He's a guy that could play in the NFL, but they've asked him to work on his practice habits, being consistent, committing 100%, and he's starting to do that. And you're starting to see that talent rise to the top.
Third down and 7 at the 19.
They've got man coverage, Gus, and I got to assume that they're going to be looking at Ty Fry-Fogle. He's matched up against Sean Wade in the slot.
Penix. This one caught. And a first down. Wap Fillier. Little underneath route, and that frees him up for a first down.
Wap Fillier is such a perfect slot receiver because of that quickness that he showed right there after the catch, and the beautiful little shuffle move, that side shuffle out to get to the outside and then move the chains.
On 3rd and 7 to get 10. 1st and 10 of the 29. Play fake. Penix sliding, delivers deep down the field with a receiver. Oh, he dropped it in the bucket. Miles Marshall down at the 2. Seven Banks with the saving tackle.
Javonte Jean-Baptiste is going to be coming on the pressure, and Penix has to slide to his right, and then he gets the time, buys the time, Gus, to throw this beautiful ball. You called it, drops it in the bucket. Miles Marshall over the shoulder, 1st and goal.
And they pay it off. Running it, and it's Scott. Crashes into the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Well, this is where that lack of run game starts to hurt you. I think they're going to have to try to get creative with like a pick play with their wide receivers in order to get this ball in. And now you got all those wide receivers now at the bottom of your screen. Watch them breaking and trying to pick for each other to get free.
2nd down and goal at the 4.
Here's what generally happens here is you get outside guys that want to kind of run up like this, and then you're going to have a flat route out of the inside player.
Penix. Sidearm. Caught. Touchdown, Indiana. Whop. Failure. And the Hoosiers with an opportunity to level this game at 7.
Gus, that's exactly what they did. They got that bunch set with their wide receivers. Struggling with the run game, what do? You create a pick for the inside player. And Whop Philyor goes up. Now you've got the pick on the outside, and he goes to the outside. The beautiful job of those outside receivers, they didn't block. They just screened and then continued in their route, which does not draw that flag.
That's okay. That's exactly what I was going to ask you, whether or not that was legal. Campbell in for the extra point, and it's good. 7 up. Ohio State, Indiana, battle between 2 top 10 teams in the Big Ten Conference. Good game so far. Back to C-Bus right after this. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Verizon. The network more people rely on gives you more. And by Wendy's new pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger. 7-7. Both these teams hungry. They could use a pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger.
Every time you say that, I'm like, man, that sounds good.
It certainly does. Gosh, I want to eat one of those so badly.
Oh, man.
As you take a look at the scoring drive, 6 plays covering 84 yards. Indiana came in here a little shaky to start, but they've settled down. We've got a tie ball game here in the second quarter. DeMario McCall, the deep man, over his head for a touchback. Now, when Tom Allen took the Indiana job, he wrote down 3 numbers in a notebook. 10 for the years since Indiana's last winning record, 26 for the years since Indiana's last bowl win, and 50 for the years it had been since Indiana won the Big Ten. Since then, he has crossed off one of those goals, but this year marks 28 years since the Hoosiers have won a bowl game and 52 since they took home a Big Ten champion.
I'm telling you, this team believes in itself in large part because their coach believes in them. Tom Allen has done such a great job. He's an authentic guy. The players love him, and they love playing for him.
On first down, Justin Fields again deflected at the line of scrimmage. The Indiana defensive linemen have really been getting their hands in the passing lane.
They're doing a great job, and now Fields, he does not look like himself. He's now 1 of 6 since that opening drive with 2 interceptions, and clearly flustered. And this defensive line has done a heck of a job. Should be noted, they've got a new defensive line coach, Kevin Peoples, that they hired from Tulane. They lost their defensive line coach to Texas. They hired Kevin Peoples, and they feel like Kevin Peoples has developed really well.
And they'll hand it off to Master Teague. He tries to break it back and does. Master Teague, nice piece of running after contact as he gets to the 31. Cam Jones brings him down. But talking about Justin Fields once again, this is very interesting. It'll be interesting to watch this young man play through a little bit of adversity.
That's right.
You haven't seen it too often.
You're exactly right. We haven't seen this team with a lot of adversity, and how they answer the bell is going to be very interesting here over the next 10.5 minutes going into half.
3rd down and 4.
Garrett Wilson has been the target on 3rd downs for them this year.
Olave at the bottom. Let's see if Fields looks his way. Here's Fields underneath. Chris Olave, this kid, too sweet. He's too sweet, folks.
Gus, that's his first 3rd down catch of the year. They just have not needed that outside presence on 3rd down, and Fields goes right to him. Good pocket presence and a beautiful ball right on the money.
First down at the 47 after the 16-yard pickup by Olave. Master Teague plowing his way forward.
Well, this run game has got to start getting loose a little bit, and they've got to start creating movement with that offensive line, because, again, this is what it does, is that it's going to create some opportunities for play-action pass, and that allows Fields to get away from the rush.
On 2nd and 6, Fields, and he's sacked. No, breaks the tackle and just gets rid of the football. This kid is strong, 6'3", 228 pounds.
They're coming again with all 3 players, right? This is kind of the flavor of the week, and so hard to pick up. And Ohio State's not picking up. You see the confusion amongst the offensive line and just the strength of Fields. grace of God and a sharp stick, he gets away and throws it away.
Cam Jones right on him, but couldn't bring him to the ground. 3rd and 6 at the 49. Indiana with a great plan defensively so far for Ohio State. Buckeyes look a little confused at what Indiana's throwing at them. But remember, Ryan Day's a great halftime coach. Fields underneath, Olave again. Too sweet.
Well, you just got to go back to basics, right? When you're being confused like that up front. And, again, I think it requires getting back to the run game. Here, Olave is just going to have one of those sit-down routes kind of right over the middle of the field, close to the hash mark.
Injured player. Defense.
And if he's open, get him the ball right away, and Fields does that. That's what I mean, Gus, when I say take what the defense gives. Olave is sitting there wide open, give him the ball.
Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by USAA Insurance, auto, renters, and home insurance. Millions of kids nationwide are without their normal access to sports and play due to COVID-19. That's why Fox Sports and Good Sports are restoring play for kids in the programs that serve them through donations of brand new sports equipment. Help keep kids in the game by texting play to the number on your screen to help keep kids in the game. Here's Master Teague. He finds the edge, turns it up. Master Teague, burst of speed. Master Teague, touchdown, Ohio State.
Boy, how about that? Lightning in a bottle from the run game. I said they needed to get that run game going. Check out the tight ends on the outside. You've got Farrell and Rucker doing a great job sealing the edge there. Munford gets a block right there. Olave with a block on the outside, and then the rest is Teague. He gets downhill into the end zone.
Extra point up and good. 14-7. Buckeyes reclaim the lead. Master Teague picking them up, putting them down. Ohio State up 14-7. Master Teague with his 5th touchdown of the year. 41 yards this time as the Buckeyes go 7 plays covering 75 yards, scoring in 2 minutes and 6 seconds. They had 2 big 3rd down conversion passes to Olave on the drive.
And they started attacking underneath a little bit. You know, that zone pressure look from Indiana. They got some of those completions and then got the run game going. It's exactly what they needed to do.
DiMaggio sends it away. David Ellis will get a shot, but he signals for the fair catch and has it at the 1-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Jenny.
Well, you could see the excitement from running back coach Tony Elford after that touchdown from Master Teague. And worth reminding you guys that, you know, he's really only about 7 months removed from an Achilles injury. It happened in the first practice of spring camp. He worked really hard to be back and healthy. He didn't even go home to Tennessee. He spent hours receiving treatment, head down, got to work. All expectations on who would step up with J.K. Dobbins having left this program. Master Teague wants to be the guy.
All right, Jenny, thank you very much. 1st and 10 of the 25 for Indiana. Stevie Scott, the pistol back. And they'll hand it to Scott, looking for room, and not very much, about a yard, maybe. That's tough. Borland is in on the play.
And if this defense and the front 7 can continue to play this well against the run, I think that they need to continue to press these wide receivers until they get into these bunch sets. These bunch sets, then you start to expect the pick plays and the crossers across the field. That's when you back off and you play zone and soft coverage. If they're spread out, you walk the corners up, you play bump man coverage to create tight windows.
2nd down and 9 at the 26. Penix sidearms it over the middle. And it's caught by Hendershot, tight end. Justin Hilliard with the tackle.
Here's a big 3rd down, an opportunity to get the ball right back if you're Ohio State. Penix has got to make a quick read. There's the bunch set again. Last week they loved throwing the out routes from these bunch sets. out here, but it looks like you've got a jam corner up tight, so you can't throw that out route right now. Expect a crossing route.
Third down and 3 at the 32. Penix. And incomplete. Had a receiver, was Freifogel. Right now, Freifogel and Penix are really out of sync.
You know, I thought that was more Tough Borland, Gus. Let me show you what I'm looking at here. Watch Tough Borland right here. He's in the throwing lane. So Penix then has to throw the ball a little to his right. See how he kind of stepped out and he's expecting maybe Freifogel to bank away in that route. But there was a miscommunication there, and they weren't able to do it because of Tough Borland.
Whitehead will send it away once again. Wilson, the deep man for the Buckeyes. And he has it at the 25 for a fair catch. 7:34 to play in the second quarter. 7-point game. Bucks with the lead and the ball when we return.
We welcome you back to Columbus. Buckeyes up by 7. Rob Stone with you, and coming up on the State Farm halftime, Urban Meyer on how the Hoosiers were able to handle that opening haymaker from the Buckeyes. Plus, conventional thought was Kyle Trask would have a touchdown fest at winless Vanderbilt. Think again, and Coastal Carolina guys having some issues remaining unbeaten. We'll see you guys at the break.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. Ohio State taking over again. Here's Sermon with a nice run, and he'll get to the 40, and all of a sudden the Ohio State running game starting to really show out against Indiana.
They're already up over 120 yards, 126 now on the day, and these two running backs, Master Teague and Trey Sermon, now, Gus, both averaging over 12 yards per carry. Expect a heavy dose of run here with a little play action mixed in.
Sermon gains 16. He'll run it again, and he'll push the pile forward. Indiana trying to strip it out of his hands. DeMarcus Elliott defensively for the Hoosiers.
If Indiana is going to stay in this zone coverage, kind of a soft zone, and try to pressure on obvious downs, what Ohio State needs to do is hammer away with the run game and then take what the defense gives with those little routes over the middle of the field.
Second down to 3. Fields steps up in the pocket, breaking tackles, and is finally tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Well done for this Indiana defense as they put all kinds of pressure, and finally Aaron Casey comes up with the tackle.
And good pressure there from Micah McFadden. He's the one that forced Fields to escape, and Kane Womack is doing a great job with these pressures, folks. He's disguising them. They play a lot of zone coverage behind these blitzes, and these linebackers are fast. They anticipate well. He's also bringing the safety down, bringing all 3 of those guys right up in the middle of Justin Fields' face, and Ohio State's having a hard time blocking.
A loss of 2. Fields off his back foot. He finds his receiver. This time it's Njigba. And Jackson Smith Njigba, the freshman from Rockwall, Texas, with a first down.
Boy, he's going to be a good one. Coming from the left side of your screen. And again, Fields has to manipulate the pocket just a little bit. And then he's able to deliver an accurate ball. And Jackson Smith Njigba runs for a first.
And they'll run it with Sermon. McFadden brings him down.
Well, if these running backs can start to produce like this for Ohio State, partner, you know, watch out. They were as balanced as anybody in the country last year as far as rushing production and passing production, and today that's kind of where they're headed.
And a timeout, Indiana, their first. Back to Columbus in a moment. 14-7, Ohio State on top of Indiana. Buckeyes moving the football on the ground. Master Teague, Trey Sermon. Look at the numbers they're putting up here in the first half.
And this is a run game that has been, you know, criticized here locally, and it's just because the expectation is so high, right, folks? I mean, this is a real good run game and a good offensive line.
Second and 5 at the 43. Fields sets up to the sideline. Nice throw. And it's caught. Too sweet. Olave.
And And he makes everything look easy, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Just nothing is too much. The ball's over his head, and he's able to just go up, gets it. Beautiful catch, left foot down. Great concentration.
He's got some Baryshnikov in him. Incredible body control. Fields again to throw it. In trouble. Fields breaking tackle. Steps up. Wants to run. Look at the burst. First down. And Fields all the way down to the 1-yard line. Jalen Williams finally stops him. If not, it's a touchdown for Ohio State.
Micah McFadden made him bail the pocket, couldn't bring him down, and then the strength and athleticism there to spin down inside the 5 and almost get to the goal line. Man, this guy is something special, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He might hold the ball a little bit too long, but you know why? Because he can do that.
First down and goal of the 2. Master Teague in the backfield. They give it to him, looking for pay dirt, and he's got it. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Boy, what a great answer over the last couple of series. Indiana worked hard to draw even, folks, and it looked like they had weathered the storm of that fast start for Ohio State, but this is what Ohio State does so well. They figured it out on offense, went down and scored. Their defense got the ball right back. And in the almost like a basketball game, partner, like a game of runs, they go again right down the field, and now they got the 2-touchdown lead.
Jake Seibert for the extra point. And it's good. Blake Hallbeal, their normal place kicker, out of the lineup because of a groin injury. But Justin Fields, Master Teague, Trey Sermon getting it done the Ohio State way. Grounding and pounding. 21-7 Bucks. Ohio State with 168 yards rushing in the first half. Conversely, Indiana minus 16 yards, and that's the story so far. Buckeyes with a 21-7 lead. David Ellis is deep, and he has it inside the 5. It's a touchback.
Let's take a look at the current Big Ten standings presenting by Discover. Here's what we got going on. A little bit of a, I don't know, that's like a semifinal weekend, right? We've got the undefeated Northwestern Wisconsin matchup this week. We've got Indiana, Ohio State on this east side, and this week here in November, the week before Thanksgiving, is likely to shake things out. And don't forget to tune in to the Big Ten Championship game presented by Discover, December 19th on Fox. And today's outcomes are going to go a long way to determining who we've got in that ball game.
First down and 10 of the 25. Penix handing it off straight ahead. And a good run for IU. I got a question to ask you, Parker.
What's up?
What happened to Penn State this year? What's happening to Penn State?
Well, how much time you got? It doesn't help when you lose Journey Brown, their best, running back, one of their best players. Micah Parsons opted out. He was the best player on that team. They lose a tough ball game to this Indiana team in a game in which they dominated for most of the game. And Indiana just hung around, stuck around, and then ultimately got that win late after some mismanagement by James Franklin and that Penn State staff. And then it can snowball on you, and they don't believe like this Indiana team believes right now. And this Indiana team, they need to answer the bell here inside of 4 minutes before half and try to get a score.
First down and 10. After the 3-yard pickup, Ellis goes in motion out of the backfield. Penix delivers sideline, and he's got a wide open receiver, David Ellis, down the sideline. Burst of speed, and he's knocked out of bounds deep in Ohio State territory. Marcus Hooker there to knock him out of play.
And a huge missed assignment on the outside. Watch Baron Browning, number 5. Okay, he goes out there in kind of a corner position, and it looks like they're playing man across the board, and he plays zone. He just allows David Ellis to go down the field untouched, and Penix finds him, and they create a big play.
It's a gain of 51 yards, and an official got hit.
It looks like Jeff Meslow, the line judge, on that side. Obviously, he would have been turning and sprinting down the sideline, partner. didn't run into anybody. He just kind of went down. Great shot by the pylon cam.
Right on it. And, you know, these college officials, folks, they all have, you know, regular jobs, so they do this for the love of being a part of college football. Hate to see this with Jeff.
Well, not only that, but that was, you know, Gus, what do we always say when it's a player and it's a non-contact deal? That's when it's, you know, I'll just say this. Klay Thompson just had an Achilles injury. Yeah. This is what this looks like. That's Jeff Meslow there, the line judge. Doesn't look like he can put much pressure on that.
As they help him to the sideline.
Now, normally these crews, they have basically a spare official on the sideline, and so this will not be a shorthanded crew. They just will not have the extra official on the sideline.
First down and 10 at the 13-yard line for Indiana, trailing at 21-7. Penix underneath, slings it again. Ellis dropped the football. Baron Browning picks it up. Browning all the way up to the 25.
The ruling on the field was a reception with a fumble recovered by Ohio State. First and 10.
As Ellis catches the ball across the middle, he certainly looks to control it. I think Browning reaches in with his left hand. Watch this punch with his left hand as he kind of slings it around, and then the ball just starts to come loose right before Pete Warner goes in for the tackle, and there Browning is
the previous
for the
plays
pickup.
Under further review. The ruling on the field was a reception with a fumble recovered by the defense.
And it wasn't even contacted by Browning with that last look. He just never quite corralled it. They'll have to look to see whether he establishes control at any point. Then he has to make an act common to the game, or there's that element of time, which I think he had. And remember, turning upfield is also considered that act common to the game. And then it looked like it just kind of came out of his hand.
It's one thing about Ohio State, year in and year out, you see these players, especially since Urban showed up on the scene, just incredible technique in all phases of the game of football.
And there's Warner. He's ready for the tackle.
They practice that, right, Coach?
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt. I don't know if he touched the seat. Now, I do think Browning's probably down right when he picked it up. Did you see that knee when he picks it up? See, I think this is a fumble. He's got plenty of time, act common to the game. Then the ball starts coming loose, clearly. Warner with the hit. And now when Browning picks the ball up, right there, see that knee is down. So I think they're going to bring this back. And it'll be just, I believe, outside the 5-yard line, first down for Ohio State.
Mike Pereira joins us. Mike, your thoughts?
Process that replay has to go through here. The first thing they're going to have to look at is it a catch?
At the further review,
and remember, it's ruled to catch fumble.
The reception with the fumble is confirmed. The defender who picked up the ball is down at the 7-yard line. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 3:11. 3:11. Thank you.
Okay, it's official. These are the fastest reviews I've ever seen. You give these guys a lot of credit.
And at least this one was right. We agree with this one. And again, they see first that he does have control, and then the ball comes out, and then it's a good catch by you, Joel, because we hadn't even noticed that at first, that the recovering player had his knee down. So good job in replay. If they can be quick and get it right, we're all for that.
That's right, as long as they're right. Oh, there's no doubt.
Thank you, Mike. So Ohio State takes over at their own 7. Self-inflicted wounds by Indiana, turning it over deep in Ohio State territory, and Master Teague shot down as he crosses the line of scrimmage by Jamar Johnson.
And Johnson comes up from his safety position. That's exactly what Ryan Day wants to see. Yes, it's not a big play, but Gus, it means that Indiana realizes that they're going to have to commit their secondary resources to stopping the run. That's exactly what he's going to be looking at. And when he goes in at halftime, he's going to say, listen, guys, we're going to be able to dial up some play action in the second half.
2nd and 7. Ohio State in no rush. Up 21-7. Teague again. And it's McFadden with the tackle.
Well, let's see if Indiana comes with one of these pressures that they've been getting home on. Remember, Fields has been under duress most of the day, and they've done it with these middle pressures with the linebacker. Middle pressure meaning they're blitzing inside of each guard, or what I would call the A gap. Remember, the A gap is just on either side of the center, right here and right here.
Empty backfield for Fields. Both teams with 2 timeouts. Can Indiana get off? Here on 3rd down, they throw it out wide. Olave, 1st down. Chris Olave at the 40-yard line, and Chris Olave, number 2, with a huge game. Michael McFadden with the tackle.
Well, one of the reasons why he changed his number to number 2, you know why, Gus?
Why?
Because he's ready to explode. That's what he said this year. And boy, how about that run? Beautiful move right there. Gets back inside and then turns on the jets to get upfield.
Gain of 31, 1st down and 10. And it's Teague. McFadden again defensively for IU.
And those types of conversions are just so demoralizing, because you really do everything right as a defense, and then it's just a guy that's making a play. Yeah, he's just better than you are, and that's demoralizing.
2nd down and 7. Justin Fields dancing around, sets, now bounces it and picks up a 1st down as he tiptoes out of bounds. Don't forget, the big noon halftime show sponsored by State Farm is right here at the Shoe. Rob Stone, Brady Quinn, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, and Coach Herb are standing by.
Well, you look at the swing here. I mean, it looks like Indiana is going to go in and definitely get a field goal, maybe even score, to make it kind of a 21-14 game. You get the turnover, and now Ohio State is right back down the field, and in a minute and 5 seconds, they could have a 28-7 lead.
With 2 timeouts. Here's a screen, yes, and it's caught by Sermon. And Sermon picks up another 1st down. James Miller with the tackle. 56 seconds to go. Ohio State quickly to the line of scrimmage. Justin Fields. Another completion. Garrett Wilson. Thrown down by Brian Fitzgerald. Timeout Ohio State. (21-7) Ohio State. 38 seconds remaining in the 1st half. Bucks knocking on the door once again.
Well, this defense for Indiana has been stressed over the last couple of series because Ohio State has provided some answers for their quarterback, right? The run game has gotten going. They've gotten some easier throws on the outside, and then they've gotten the guy, Chris Olave, the ball in space.
2nd down and 2 at the 22. Olave, the receiver at the top of your screen. Underneath, they find Olave again. Chris Olave running the underneath route. Reese Taylor with the tackle. But another 1st down for the Buckeyes with 30 seconds to go.
And beautiful patience from Fields allowed the route to develop.
Timeout, Indiana. Their 2nd of the half. Your 30-second charge. Timeout.
So don't forget, you can find all of Joel's Breaking the Huddle content, including his weekly top 10 rankings at foxsports.com, the Fox Sports app, and CFB on Fox social platforms. What do you got this week?
Man, we got playoff rankings coming out this week.
Uh-oh.
So here we go.
What do you think?
Buckle up. To be honest, I have no idea. I have no idea how the committee is going to rate teams that have played, 8 or 9 games versus teams that have played 4 games. It could be all over the map. I'm really interested to see how the committee views Cincinnati and BYU. You know, as a couple of teams that have played so well and are undefeated. And then how do they rate Alabama, Ohio State, and Notre Dame?
Should be fun. First down and goal for the Buckeyes at the IU-9. Fields in trouble. Fields turning. Fields dives. Touchdown Buckeyes. Justin Fields. After throwing 2 interceptions in the first half, Justin Fields has gathered himself, and the Bucs with a chance to take a 28-7 lead.
How about this spin move? I mean, he's got pressure right in his face, and he just backs away and rolls out. As a kid from Denver, that looked a lot like John Elway, just spinning out of the pocket and taking off down the sideline.
And I tell you what, he's got more of a burst than he's shown in the past. Justin Fields, he's got some speed. Scores a touchdown. Ohio State putting it in high gear now.
Boy, and it happens so fast, Gus. Not just the run from Fields, which obviously is explosive, and he goes up and over the top in order to get into the end zone over Tywan Mullen. But remember, like, this is 7-7. Indiana is feeling great about themselves not that long ago. And Ohio State figures it out offensively. Tom Allen wanted a hold. He's beside himself over there wanting a hold. But they got themselves together, and what did they do, Gus? They got to the run game, right? That took some of that pressure off of Fields from those blitzes and those pressures from the linebackers. Teague, Sermon, they got going. Some underneath routes, some easy catches for Chris Olave that turned into big plays. And then all of a sudden you look up, the defense gets a couple of stops, they get a turnover, and boom, it's 28-7. That's why this team is so dangerous. It happens so quick. They are so explosive in every area.
And David Ellis has the fair catch inside the 5. Justin Fields, Ryan Day. And that's what I like about Ryan Day's coaching, the adjustments that he's able to make. Okay, if we can't throw it, we'll run it. If we can't run it, we'll throw it. Keeping the defense off balance.
Well, I know he was frustrated with himself on those couple of series because you could tell they wanted to get the ball down the field. And I almost feel like they got a false sense of confidence on the first series getting the ball down the field because they kept trying to do that. And the pressure was right in Fields' face. I wonder if he's yelling right there like, don't jump up and get yourself injured.
As Penix takes the knee, and that's the end of the first half with the score, Ohio State 28, Indiana 7. Coming up, Rob Stone and the boys with the State Farm halftime show right here from the Shoe. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. Welcome back to Columbus, Ohio, where Ohio State really put it into high gear in the second quarter and head into the second half, leading it 28-7 over Indiana. Gus Johnson along with Joel Klatt. Ohio State, I mean, what can you say about this team? You know, at the beginning of the game, it looked like it was going to be close, and all of a sudden they just boom.
You know, we talked about it, like, well, what do you do when you face adversity, right? Like, that's the mark of a championship team, and they found themselves with some adversity, and they answered the bell. Let's take a look at the second half connection presented by AT&T Business, keeping your business connected now with 5G nationwide. Gus, here was early in the game. Fields does a marvelous job locating the open area of the field, attacking it with Garrett Wilson, one of his playmakers. Next play, boom, touchdown. That was the first series. But then things got dicey for Ohio State, largely because that defense for Indiana, they got aggressive. They got a turnover. They were pressuring Fields. But ultimately, it was a run game that got things opened up for Ohio State, and then Fields pays it off there, making it 28-7 going into the half. And like you said, man, they answered the bell. Here's the first half stats. That defense did a great job of shutting down the run game for Michael Penix, forcing them to be one-dimensional, and they created that turnover. that ultimately Ohio State paid off with a touchdown. The important part of this is Ohio State turned it over twice. And Gus, Indiana has lived off turnovers, but then converting them into points. They had scored 51 points off of turnovers coming into today's game. Both of those turnovers, no points for Indiana. They were not able to capitalize.
So Ohio State will get the football to start the second half, leading it 28-7. Justin Fields, 11 of 17, 193 yards passing, a touchdown passing, and 2 interceptions. And this one into the end zone for a touchback. Now let's go downstairs and check in with Jenny.
Well, Coach Day told me they knew that Indiana's defense was going to be aggressive. So as you guys have mentioned, once they established the run, Justin Fields settled down, settled into things, and those 2 turnovers, no one's going to worry about it on this team because the conditions are a bit challenging today. It really has continued to drizzle throughout this one, and he was very pleased with his defense. Other than those 2 big plays, solid performance for them from Coach Allen at the half. He said the biggest frustration, we didn't execute. Turnovers hurt us. We're not tackling well. That's what we do at Indiana, but he said the character of our team will reveal itself in the second half, and my guys will play.
All right, first down at 10 of the 25. And Garrett Wilson, the end around with some running room, and Wilson picks up a first down. I just love the play calling from Coach Day. He just keeps teams off balance.
Well, and getting the ball to Garrett Wilson in creative ways is something that Coach Meyer talked about in the pregame show on Big Noon Kickoff. He's one of those guys in the Curtis Samuel vein, Braxton Miller vein, KJ Hill, where you got to get him touches without just throwing him the ball. That was an example there, flipping it to him, allowing him to create on the outside, and lo and behold, he moves the chains.
Master Teague in the game now at running back. They'll give it to him running right, breaks it back, gets to the line of scrimmage, and then is knocked backwards by Michael Ziemba.
Nice play from Michael Ziemba, and this defense, they've got to find a way to get themselves off the field. You know, those last couple of series, they could not stop the run game. They could not stop Teague or Sermon. And this defensive line has got to find a way to win that line of scrimmage and stop the run.
Second down and 9 at the 37.
Gus, when they go under center like this, they love a big, hard play-action pass.
And there it is. Fields! Whoa! Garrett Wilson! Have you done this before, my partner?
Well, this is like the 10th time.
It's like you're cheating. You're cheating over here.
Listen, that's one of the reasons why going under center is something they added to their offense a couple of years ago when Ryan Day came here, because you can get this big, hard play action. You see how he extends the ball back, and it forces the safety to make a decision. You're putting that player in conflict. He's got to respect the run because of how successful that run game has been. Remember, we talked about in the first half that if they continue to run the ball effectively in the second half, the play action pass would be open, and they come to it right on the first series, and they put Jamar Johnson in conflict, and then it's a big play for the Buckeyes.
Gain of 39 yards. First down and 10 at the 24. Near side, Olave with the catch. He's wrapped up immediately by Jalen Williams. But here's the question: if you know that, how come the other team doesn't?
Well, they do, but that's the point, right? Like, Jamar Johnson has basically 2 responsibilities. He's got to fill on the run, and he's got that deep half. And so if you're running the ball effectively, you're just making him make a choice.
Fields runs it effectively, slides down inside the 10.
That's why every offensive coordinator will tell you, great offense, execution, in particular in these spread offenses, always beats even great defense, because you can put those players in conflict and they can never be right. Here, Fields reads that outside. They squeeze down to stop Master Teague, and he takes it himself.
First down and goal of the 9. Fields, play fake. Fields, end zone. Fields, touchdown again. Garrett Wilson. The world-famous Ohio State Buckeyes with a 34-7 lead. And they're sending a message now to the college football world.
What a great route. Check this out. You got Wilson in the slot, and he's going to go off the linebacker and then up. The linebacker's got no shot there. That's Brian Fitzgerald, the Husky, and he can't cover him in space like that, in particular when he runs such a great route.
Seibert, extra point, good. 35-7. Justin Fields puts it on the money. Buckeyes look great. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. And by Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. Man, we are missing the baddest band in the land, but right now, I'm sure all those band guys are sitting there watching this game and saying, wow, our Buckeyes are very serious this year once again. What a performance starting in the second quarter by Ohio State.
Yep, and Garrett Wilson has been tremendous. Now all 4 games this year, he's gone for over 100 yards receiving. Only the great Chris Carter has more games in a row with over 100 yards receiving. Man, it's incredible. They're explosive, aren't they?
So let's see how Indiana responds, down 35-7. Garrett Wilson started this game with a bang.
He did. First play out of the gate, 75 yards. Then he would get a TD. All the yards on that drive there. First drive of the second half, get the big play action pass, then a beautiful route right over the Husky back. And it's a touchdown in the back of the end zone. You can tell the body control. He's just a special athlete. He's playing that H-back position that's going to get a lot of touches and a lot of production. KJ Hill just left this system as Ohio State's all-time leading receiver. That's the same position you've got for Garrett Wilson.
And JK, Ohio State's getting the great receivers. As we saw this week, they continue to get the great quarterbacks. And from what they're telling me, everybody wants to come play offense for Ryan Day.
Well, really, right now, there's, all due respect to everybody else, there's really 2 guys that are competing for the best quarterbacks in the country, and that's Ryan Day and Lincoln Riley. And, deservedly so. These guys have developed some of the better quarterbacks in college football over the last few years.
Second down and 9. They swing it out. Scott, breaks a tackle, leaves a man in the dirt.
Boy, that's that thump that Stevie Scott brings. Remember, he's 230 pounds, and Sean Wade, the corner, comes up, and he comes flying up, tries to make a tackle, and just bounces off of Stevie Scott. Man, how about that power?
Gain of 11, 1st and 10 at the 37. Stevie Scott, a big man, 6'2", 231. The arms on that young man. Penix. Scott's open in the flats. Penix over the middle. Caught. Freifogel with the burst of speed. Freifogel. Touchdown IU. The Hoosiers strike quickly. Freifogel with a 63-yard touchdown catch to make it 35-13.
And the big plays continue to plague Ohio State. He's just going to come right down the middle of the field. But look at the busted coverage here for the Buckeyes. You got 2 players that go out wide, and then there's nobody in the seam. A missed coverage, and then Freifogel turns on the Jets right there. Nice strength to get away from the tackle, and he gets all the way to the corner of the end zone. Beautiful route, and the big plays continue to be an issue.
Campbell in for the extra point. And it's good. 35-14. Indiana striking back. Ty Freifogel. He's been excellent this year. Big-time touchdown. Want to stay up to date? Just tell Siri, show me college football rankings. And welcome back. Let's go downstairs to Jenny.
Well, Coach Allen told me that his team would fight, and that is the case. I just witnessed receiver Watt Fillier go down the entire sideline, getting in people's faces, making them repeat to him, "We can do this." Now, Michael Penix was very pleased with what he saw from Ty Freifogel. He complimented him. He told me earlier this week he's the kind of guy you can always rely on. What he does in practice is what he brings to the game. And you know what? This team, they are re-energized on the field. I don't see them going away anytime soon, Gus.
Okay, thank you, Jenny. The defense has to step up and try to figure out a way to stop Justin Fields in this Ohio State O. Don't forget, folks, this Sunday, Fox Bet Super 6 is giving you another chance to win $1 million of Terry Bradshaw's money. You can play for free right now. So download the Fox Bet Super 6 app and make your picks for Sunday's game for a shot at $1 million.
Well, for them to stay in this game or get back into it, let's be real, they have got to try to stop this offense. Ohio State has scored on the last 4 drives. Fields has gotten really comfortable. He's completed his last 11. They've got to get back to getting those pressures going on those inside pressures from the linebacker to try to stunt some of the timing that's taking place from the Buckeyes.
First down at 10 of the 25. They'll run it. Sermon back to the line of scrimmage, met by James Miller.
And that's the start they needed. Got to control the run game first, Gus, like we were talking about on the last series. If you allow Ohio State to run the football and Ryan Day as a play caller to have the run game at his disposal, he's just going to eat you alive. You know, like there's just very little you can do. And stopping the run has got to be foremost on your agenda as a defense.
2nd and 9 at the 26. Play fake. Fields with time. Look at the line blocking for Fields. Fields bouncing around out there and finally just throws it away. Good coverage in the secondary by Indiana.
Great coverage. Nowhere to go with the football. In that backfield, Trey Sermon was trying to give him some time there. Got a couple of blocks, but ultimately just nowhere to go with the ball. I thought that maybe he would have the opportunity to throw it to 5, Garrett Wilson, who was kind of wide open, but right at that moment he had to escape the pocket because of some pressure, and he was unable to get back to Wilson over the middle.
3rd down and 9 at the 26. Watch Olave. He's been the go-to man on 3rd down for Fields. Here's Fields. He'll run it. And Fields just throws it up. Intercepted. Johnson. And he fumbles it. And Ohio State has a football. Wow. Thayer Mumford covered it up for the Buckeyes.
Holy cow, what a huge mistake from Fields. He's being taken down to the ground and he tries to get the ball to Julian Fleming right there. Just an ill-advised throw. There's Johnson, 2nd interception of the game for him. And then at the end, how about the freshman Julian Fleming coming in and punching that ball out from behind. Oh man, what a play right here. Look at that. I mean, just excellent hustle from Fleming and understanding.
3rd interception of the game for Justin Fields. But now Ohio State gets a football back as Fields crosses the line of scrimmage and is slammed to the ground by DeMarcus Elliott. And Julian Fleming. How often do wide receivers practice punching the ball out?
Never, right? That's just being a great football player all of his life. He was the Gatorade National Player of the Year finalist a year ago in high school. Pennsylvania State record, 77 receiving touchdowns in his career. And I mean, that is just a great understanding of the game, and it's got just so demoralizing for Indiana after, again, looking like they had something going.
2nd down and 8, Master Teague. And Master Teague taken down at the 20-yard line by Michael McFadden.
So, Gus, here's a team that has lived off of turnovers in Indiana. But the key has been, and I've said it several times, I said it on the pregame show, turning those turnovers into points. And today they forced the 3 turnovers that they desperately needed and gotten nothing out of it.
3rd down and 5 of the 21.
Fields had 3 interceptions in his entire career before today, and has thrown 3 in this game.
4 turnovers last week for Indiana against Michigan State. Fields breaks a tackle, in trouble, and is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Not enough for the 1st down, so Ohio State will punt it away.
Well, this is just a total mistake here by the center. He's going to have the back on his left side, and he's going to come and he's going to slide over to his left. He doesn't need to do that. Myers, it's a missed assignment, and he just leaves Jerome Johnson totally free.
Chrisman. And this time it's Hewart up the sideline, and he'll stumble out of bounds at the 40. (35-14) Ohio State. Indiana, though, with the football. They scored on their last series. Let's see if they can continue their momentum. Penix, sideline caught. And this time it's Miles Marshall, the junior from Laverne, Georgia.
Well, it's been all the explosive plays. They've got 3 big plays: 68 yards to Marshall, 51 to Ellis, 63 to Freifogel. All the other plays in this game, 35 plays, 95 yards. They haven't done much. So Ohio State has got to maintain their assignments and stop giving up explosive plays on defense.
1st down and 10 of the 48. Scott, stop and start, and he'll be lucky if he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
But you do have to credit Indiana for how they've done that, because their coordinator, Nick Sheridan, he's done it in creative ways. He's created some bunch sets, Gus, which forces the defensive backs to have to communicate. He threw a running back out wide that forces a linebacker, Baron Browning, to go out and cover as a corner, and all of those have brought up some missed assignments and miscommunication. Sheridan needs to continue to create those unique sets and force Ohio State to think.
2nd and 10. Penix, deflected and incomplete. A lot of deflected balls today on both sides.
Really solid defensive line play, getting that rush, pushing that pocket all the way back, almost getting to Penix. He had no shot on that one. So yeah, Tommy Togiai, who's just been a monster this year, has played his best football. And now Indiana's got a huge 3rd down.
3rd down 10 at the 48. They're 1 of 7 on 3rd down conversions today. Trips at the top of your screen. Freifogel, the receiver, at the very top. Penix looks that way. Underneath, and it's caught. This is Whop Phillier with a 1st down.
Beautiful route by Whop Phillier. He's going to come in like this, and then he's just going to peel right back out. It's kind of a break route. They're playing man-to-man coverage, and Seven Banks, the corner, he didn't have a chance because of the quickness of Whop Phillier, who's one of the best slot players in the Big Ten. Beautiful ball there. Look at that, right on the money out of his break. Again, the anticipation from Penix to put that ball on time and on target.
Gain of 15, 1st down at the Ohio State 33. Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Freifogel again in front of Hooker. And Hooker upset, as well he should be, because Ty Freifogel fried him.
Tell you why he's upset is because he's the free safety in the middle of the field. He cannot bite up in coverage, and that's what he does. And Freifogel then turns his route up the field towards the back of the end zone. Beautiful throw from Penix, and Freifogel does the rest. Up, getting the feet down, holding on through the ground. Touchdown, Indiana. What an answer on the last couple of series from these Hoosiers.
Consecutive scores for Indiana for the first time today. 35-21. Tom Allen said, watch my team. We will respond. They're responding right now. Secondary for the Buckeyes looking a little shaky. Today on Fox, it's a battle of Big 12 title contenders as K-State takes on Iowa State next. Then Arizona and Washington clash in Pac-12 action at 8 Eastern. College football continues next on Fox and the Fox Sports app. K-State has won 11 of the last 12 meetings against Iowa State. What's the chair mean, Joel? Have any idea?
I tell him I ain't got it. Dog, I don't know. I don't know.
Indiana kicks it away for touchback.
Well, listen, this has been a different game for Justin Fields. Even though they have the lead and they've looked really good at times, you know, you look at what he was able to do in those first three, and it was fairly effortless. And here today, this defense for Indiana, you got to give him a lot of credit. They've presented pressure in his face. He's gotten those 3 total touchdowns, but the 3 interceptions ties as many as he's thrown in his career here. And this is a big series here, in particular for Indiana, to try to maintain some of this momentum. Kane Womack, the defensive coordinator, I expect him to be ultra aggressive here early in the down set. First and second down, expect some pressure here from these linebackers.
First down at the 25 for the Buckeyes. Near side caught. Olave again close to a first down as he's roughed up by Tywone Mullen. Olave gets up slowly. Looks like he's fine.
And that's the guy to go to. Look at, he was kind of slung down, and it looks like, yep, goes into the coaching staff there. I think that was the O-line coach for Ohio State.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3 at the 32. Important defensive series for Indiana. If they can get off the field and score, it'll make this game interesting. Master Teague. And he spins forward for first. Cam Jones stops him.
That's why it's going to be such an important drive for this offensive line. I think Ryan Day is going to go to the run game and then the short passing attack. Try to attack those underneath zones to try to get the ball out of Fields' hands as quickly as he can. If these big guys up front can start to control and settle the game down with the run game, then they can potentially start forcing the football back down the field.
First down. Fields. Pocket collapsing on him. Fields gets outside, takes off, and makes something out of nothing. Slides down for about an 8-yard gain.
He was looking out to his left, and the freshman wide receiver, Julian Fleming, I think that's where he wanted to go with the ball with the out route, and Fleming just got knocked over. And so all of a sudden he's like, oh boy. And he makes a play with his feet and creates a 2nd and short. Boy, those safeties are awfully low.
What does that mean? As they hand it off, and a first down. Master Teague cuts it back. Master Teague down to the 25.
Go with that straight ahead run game. That offensive line on the right side did a heck of a job, led by Wyatt Davis, number 52. That right guard opened up a big hole for Master Teague. And that's exactly what they've gone to. They've gone to the short passing game and the run game, Gus, to settle everything down after Indiana had a couple of series, a couple of big plays. You need to allow your defense to get a rest and to get adjusted on the sideline, maybe even more importantly. So they're taking a bit of time here. and allowing those big guys up front to eat.
Master Teague, 15 carries, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He runs it again behind that big offensive line, opening up all sorts of holes. Teague averaging 9.1 yards per carry. A couple of plays ago, you said that the safeties were really low. What does that mean?
Well, when they line up in the pistol, that means that the tailback is right behind the shotgun quarterback. They're thinking downhill run, right? That's set from Ohio State. They generally either throw play action or they run it in between the tackles, heavy downhill. And when the safeties get low like that, you start to think, at least in my mind, a play caller thinks, let's put a big play action, heavy play action, and then throw the ball over the top.
Fields wants to throw it. Fields sacked again. This time it's Jamar Johnson, and what a game this man's had.
Boy, he just ran over Master Teague. Watch this. He's going to come on the blitz, and Teague goes to block him, the tailback. Teague's a strong guy, but boom, he just runs right over him and then gets to Fields and tackles him in the backfield. We've seen pressure from Indiana almost constantly on every series, but the series in which Fields has been able to escape, he's created big plays. There, they get the tackle with Jamar Johnson, who's played one heck of a football game.
4th sack of the day for Indiana. They had 4 last week, along with 4 turnovers against Michigan State. Loss of 8. 3rd and 13 at the 27. Justin Fields delivers underneath, incomplete for Olave. So that brings up 4th down and 13 from the 27-yard line. What do you do here, partner?
Well, remember, they've got a shaky kicking situation right now.
Lake Hallbeal out with a groin injury.
And because they didn't pick up any yardage, I was hesitant to see if they would kick it, but they are going to. Here we go. Freshman Jake Seibert in to kick a long one. This one looks like about 45, 44 yards, Gus.
Seibert 7 of 7 on PATs last week, and this one no good. Indiana holds them off. 35-21. Remember, they've scored touchdowns on back-to-back possessions. So with 1:04 to go in the 3rd quarter, Indiana will take over on downs.
And it's the aggressiveness of the defense that sets it up. Gets Ohio State behind the chains. They don't gain any yardage. And then the young kicker just wide left. What a huge win for the Hoosiers defensively. That is exactly what they needed to try to maintain some of this momentum that their offense has created.
Naturally caffeinated is what Tom Allen calls himself. He has so much energy day in and day out for this Indiana football program. 1st and 10 at the 27. Penix starting to get warm. Penix down the field on the sling. Oh! Incomplete. David Ellis.
Boy, it looked like he should have hauled that one in, didn't it? Because that hit his hands, and he didn't have to leave his feet. Again, one of those creative sets. They shift the running back. He should have had that. They shift him out there. He's a running back, wide receiver kind of combination. They get the linebacker matchup. Those are the sets I was talking to you about, trying to get the matchup that they needed, and they got it with Pete Warner, and they were unable to connect.
2nd and 10 at the 27. So many missed opportunities for Indiana, and they're still in this game. Penix, sideline, picked off Wade. See you later. Shaun Wade, touchdown, Ohio State. And that's what they've been expecting from Shaun Wade all year.
Boy, he baited him into that throw. That is a long throw for Penix. And Wade's playing off coverage like he's going to give the free access. But look, as he doesn't back up, and then he sees the out route, and he breaks right away under Miles Marshall. And he is gone. Shaun Wade, beautiful play. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Shaun Wade moved from inside defensive back to outside, and he's had some struggles this season.
Well, Penn State got after him a little bit. Jahan Dotson had a career day, and Shaun Wade says, I've seen this one on film. Let me grab that ball and take it the other way.
Shaun Wade gave up 2 touchdowns against Penn State and 1 against Rutgers. And he said, hey, man, I'm struggling a little bit. Preseason first-team All-American, preseason All-Big Ten, Bednarik watch list. He comes up with a huge interception, pick 6.
Hey, man, he knows the expectations here. The expectations here are if you're cornerback number 1, if you draw that assignment and you're at Ohio State, you're expected to play at a first-round level. That's what they do, right? This is DBU, folks. Nobody even comes close to the amount of defensive backs that Ohio State puts into the NFL from the first round.
And to give you an idea, take a look at some of the DBs that have gone into the NFL from Ohio State.
Well, first of all, most first-round DBs the last 5 drafts, they've got 7 of them. From Eli Apple back in 2016, both of the corners on the outside last year, Jeff Okudah and Damon Arnett. In fact, it was Arnett, you remember, that kind of announced to the NFL he was ready to go in the Indiana game last year. Gus, he had a huge pick 6 in that ball game. You had that legendary call. And now Shaun Wade against Indiana this year. And a big year for him. Scouts wanted to see him, how he would play on the outside, and that was a beautiful play on the last series.
Here's Penix, drops it off to Scott, and he gets out of bounds. What's the difference, Joel, for a guy like Shaun Wade who moved from the slot corner to outside? How does that change what he does day to day?
I mean, it's way different. First of all, on the inside, you know, you can put your hands on them so much more, and it's more in close quarters. You can have your eyes on the quarterback a little bit. When you're on the outside, you're more on an island, you know, and you got to learn how to play out there. And they felt like the lack of offseason and the offseason training because of COVID really hurt Shaun Wade in that transition from the inside to the outside.
Here's Watt. And that could take us to the end of the quarter.
Flag over there on the far side.
Pass interference. Offense, number 86. 15-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. First down.
That's Hendershot, the tight end.
He was running a crossing route and just picked Pete Warner, the linebacker, just hit him. And that's what allowed Whop Philyor to be so open on that crossing route.
And that will be the end of the third quarter. With the score, Ohio State 42, Indiana 21. Back to Columbus after this. Big News Saturday is sponsored by AT&T Business. 42-21, Ohio State, third-ranked team in the nation, taking on the 9th-ranked Indiana Hoosiers. Gus Johnson, Joel Klatt, Jenny Taft, Mike P. with you. First down and 25 for IU at their own 22-yard line. Penix, sideline, incomplete. Intended for Ellis.
Well, Shaun Wade's got himself a fan out there. So happens to be the king. Throwing down some love for Shaun Wade on this pick 6. LeBron saying pick 6, Mr. Wade. Hashtag go Bucks.
Could you imagine if LeBron James would have played football? He's all-state in high school as a receiver.
Oh, man. Yeah, he would have been great.
He would have been great. Underneath, ball caught. Whop gets to the sideline, out of bounds. If LeBron James would have played football, if he would have played baseball, if he would have played hockey, if he would have been a golfer or tennis.
Yeah, but Does Nike give lifetime deals to all those? I mean, yeah, he's making like, what, $93 million a year?
And he's underpaid, in my opinion. Not enough for the Kings.
Congratulations on the championship.
That's right. He said he was going to do it. 3rd and 14 at the 33. For Mike Penix in Indiana.
Fillier has been the guy on 3rd down.
Here comes a blitz. Penix in trouble. Sidesteps, delivers, caught. It's Fillier. Is it enough for 1st down? That's the question. Penix did a great job of avoiding the rush.
I think it was, but I also think it was offside on Ohio State. It looked like they got an awfully quick start on the outside. Look at Baron Browning here, number 5, as he's taking off up the field. Yeah, he's certainly in the neutral zone.
Defense, number 5. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I mean, Penix just hangs in there. He made a couple of these throws against Penn State earlier in the year where it feels like he's on his back foot. He's falling away. There's guys hanging all over him. And then it's just like that ball comes out with that quick release. And they're going to decline it because Fillier got the 1st down there on the outside. With that, I mean, what's lost in all that, he completed the ball on the outside. What an incredible throw.
This kid's a special-looking athlete. Michael Penix Jr. from Tampa, Florida. Tampa Bay Tech, his high school. Last week against Michigan State was the 3rd 300-yard game of his career. Right now, make it the 4th. He's thrown for 354 in this one. Sideline, caught out of bounds at the 40, Freifogel.
Well, and you know that this secondary has been sitting over there on the sideline, and they've just been screamed at. No big plays, no explosives. They've given up that 68-yard pass, the 51-yard pass, the 63-yard pass, the 33-yard touchdown. And so now what they're trying to do is they're just trying to force Indiana to drive the football field with 8, 9, 10, 11 snaps versus getting an explosive play and only having to snap the football 4 or 5 times.
1st down at the 41. Penix under massive pressure. And again, he just delivers the ball.
Goodness.
Freifogel with the catch on the sideline. This kid has unbelievable touch, Joel.
I mean, this is an unbelievable throw, and Freifogel looks like he comes down with it as they're kind of fighting down there towards the ground, and Proctor's trying to pull it out after he goes down. What an unbelievable throw and catch.
Gain of 12.
Freifogel again, massive day. Last 2 weeks, nobody in America has had more catches or yards than Freifogel, and here he is again. 6 catches, 168 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
1st down, Penix looking in the corner. Incomplete. Miles Marshall, the intended receiver, wanted a flag. Sevyn Banks covering.
Lots of contact here. Miles Marshall wanted a flag. Both of these guys are kind of grabbing. He almost tipped that back to himself as they were trying to hit that back shoulder for Penix. And again, this is a pretty good throw if he wants to go back shoulder, and he almost hauled it in.
Penix throwing a soft ball. 1st and 10 at the 41. Make it 2nd and 10, excuse me, at the 41.
Boy, look at when he's on the inside, Fillier here, they love to bring him across the set.
And there he goes. Penix looks the other way, incomplete. Freifogel couldn't haul it in. Sevyn Banks, the defender. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long.
You know, I keep wondering when they're going to go back to that same concept. Remember the 4th down play that Freifogel dropped earlier in the game? And they had it all set up for him to come on that crossing route. And now with him in the slot, I wonder if they'll bring him across that set again when they need it the most right here. Same set.
3rd down and 10.
What they got earlier in the game is they brought Hendershot up and they kind of picked him right there. And then they got this crossing route, and it looks like that would be open again here.
Penix, incomplete. Hendershot, the tight end. the target for Mike Penix Jr. That brings up 4th down and 10 yards to go.
And that crossing route would have been wide open because that whole zone was vacated here. They were playing man coverage. You got to assume that Freifogel would have beat man coverage across the set. In a similar set here, you've got both of these guys. There's Freifogel. When he's tight like that, Gus, think about it. You've got all this space in the middle of the field. That type of attacking route is probably going to be their best bet.
Let's see if he runs it. 4th down. Penix underneath, and this time he gets David Ellis. Touchdown, Indiana. They ran it with a different guy?
They did. So they have that bunch set on that right side of their offense, and now they use Freifogel, and he's the one that sets the pick. This is the exact same play they ran on the 4th down, just with different personnel. Now you're going to get Marshall across the field. Watch Freifogel. He works up and kind of picks the defenders. Now you're wide open, and the Hoosiers have another touchdown, this one from Dave Ellis. And look, Allen looked like he was trying to call timeout. Didn't get it. Luckily, he didn't get it. Touchdown, Hoosiers.
Indiana continuing to fight. Extra point, good. 42-28. A lot of time left in this one. 12-26. And we've got a good one here in Columbus. Mike Penix. He's thrown for over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Indiana trailing 42-20. Big Noon Saturday is presented by AT&T Business. Our people and network will keep you connected. Let's take care of business. And is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Michael Penix Jr. with a career high 421 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. And look at what he's done, man, over the last 3 weeks.
Well, and especially today, because today, Gus, they've had no run game. 14 rushes for -5 yards. So they're in this game solely because Michael Penix is, one, fearless in the pocket, and he anticipates and puts the ball on the money with that quick release. Man, he's been brilliant.
Indiana sends it away. And Ohio State will get a shot. McCall. A good return. McCall up the sideline. And out of bounds at midfield. But there is a flag on the play on the far side at the 35.
This is coming back with a hold.
During the return, holding number 14, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Gosh, that is a killer, because that ends up being like what feels like 35-yard penalty. There it is, right at kind of the bottom of your screen right here. That's the hold. And it wipes out what was an outstanding return from McCall.
Ronnie Hickman is number 14 for Ohio State. Total yards today. Each team racking up a bunch of numbers. And as you mentioned, Indiana -5 yards rushing. Ohio State with 255.
Boy, this is such a great opportunity for Indiana's defense. Now Ohio State starts the drive backed up inside their own 15. Kane Womack, the defensive coordinator, got to stay aggressive.
Master Teague getting downhill. He'll gain at least 7 as Jalen Williams wrestles him down. Don't forget, coming up next, K-State, Iowa State. Big game there. Cyclones of Iowa State ranked 17th in the nation.
Breece Hall, boy, he's been so good, that back for Ohio State. Can't wait to watch him play. The outstanding little guy, Deuce Vaughn from Kansas State. He's been electric this year.
Get Teague a 1st down. At the 22, he's got 152 yards rushing, and he's met in the backfield, but his forward progress gets him across the line of scrimmage.
You know, I tell you one thing that they do is they do such a great job of being aggressive from the corner spot. This is Jalen Williams, 23, and they've got this bunch set, and Chris Olave can't get in front of him and cut him off there. And he comes in on almost like a corner blitz. They call it a cat call, right? And he comes screaming in from the outside and is able to stop the run. Indiana, again, so aggressive with their linebackers, their corners, bringing pressure on normal downs. First down and second down.
2nd and 8. Fields pulls it. Fields directing traffic, delivers, incomplete. Garrett Wilson just couldn't hold on. So that brings up 3rd down and 8 at the 24. Big play coming up for the IU defense.
Great hit there by Josh Sanguinetti, number 19. He's the one that knocked it loose. And then here you go. You got your chance if you're Indiana. It's a 2-score game, plenty of time left. Their offense is getting it done on the opposite side. They have got to find a way to get off the field here and establish some quality field position for their offense. What a huge opportunity here for Indiana.
On 3rd down, either Fields has gone to Olave or he's used his legs.
And Gus, when Indiana lines their defensive tackles up wide like this, you got to expect some sort of stunt, and they're going to get a timeout and talk about it.
Timeout on the field. Ohio State facing a 3rd down and 8 at the 24. Big Noon Saturday is sponsored by Pacific Life. More than 150 years strong. Trust in your tomorrow. And by Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Naturally caffeinated. That's how Tom Allen described himself. He's got positivity, energy, enthusiasm in spades. And his team's not out of this game, especially if they can get off the field here. 3rd down and 8 at the 24. Wilson in motion. Fields looking for the first down over the middle. Incomplete. And Indiana will get off the field. Ohio State will have to punt it away. That ball in and out of the hands of Garrett Wilson.
Well, we saw the missed opportunities from Indiana earlier in the first half. They had a 4th down that went through the hands of Ty Freifogel. And here, looks like it probably is going to be a conversion. Garrett Wilson just unable to come up with it.
And this one inside the 30-yard line. Reese Taylor up the sideline and out of bounds at the 45.
And great field position, like I said. Gus, that is just a huge 3rd down stop. And now there is some stress on Ryan Day and the Ohio State. And that defense, which has given up 421 yards passing, is going to have to find some sort of way to slow down Michael Penix in this Indiana passing attack. And exactly what Tom Allen told Jenny coming out of halftime. They would continue to fight and continue to play, and they have done that, led by their quarterback, number 9.
How big was that pick 6 by Sean Wade now? 42-28. Penix starts from the 44. Penix, and that one incomplete. Jonathan Cooper in his face, and he makes the deflection.
Boy, what a great rush from Cooper. He stepped right inside of Matthew Bedford, number 76. So he's going to come up, and then he's going to work his way inside the right tackle. Boy, they're so active, and they're so good with their hands. All of Larry Johnson's guys, the defensive line coach here for the Buckeyes, they play so aggressively with their hands, slapping down the hands of the offensive line and getting a free rush.
2nd and 10 at the 44. Empty backfield for Penix. Here's Mike Penix. Delivers. Oh, Freifogel caught it. Touchdown, Indiana. But will this be offensive pass interference? If not, what a spectacular throw and catch.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24.
Oh, my goodness.
Penalty decline. Is over the play. Touchdown.
They call it on the defense. How about this? Tom Allen's bunch now within a score. Here's the route on the outside. Freifogel and Shaun Wade. It's been going on all day. Great battle. They both got hands on each other. The flag comes out, and then it's just like, who's it on? Remember, if they're going to call it offensive, they want to see that push-off and the extension of the arm. And they call it on Shaun Wade. Probably could have gone either way. Ohio State's got to feel like they got a raw deal on that call. As it stands, touchdown Indiana, and another huge play from the Hoosiers passing attack.
Charlie Campbell for the extra point. And it's good. Ty Freifogel, 7 catches, 224 yards, 3 touchdowns, along a 63. We've got a 7-point game in C-Bus, folks, between 2 top 10 teams on Fox. Ty Freifogel was the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week after setting new career highs of 11 catches and 200 receiving yards against Michigan State last week. He's following up with an even better performance today. 7 catches, 224, 3 touchdown receptions with a long of 63 yards. He's averaging 32 yards per catch, and Ohio State's got trouble. 42-35. Buckeyes will get it at the 25.
Well, let's take a look at the Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life. More than 150 years strong. Trust in your tomorrow. Well, it was 42-21 as Shaun Wade stepped in front of that. Penix delivery took it to the house, and it looked like it was all Bucks. And then the Hoosiers just started chipping away. David Ellis comes in for the score. He cuts it down to a 2-score game. And then Ty Freifogel with a beautiful catch, contested catch, another contested catch, 56 yards for the touchdown. And now he's got 224 on the day, 3 touchdowns. And Michael Penix Jr. is 24 of 42 for 477 yards and 5 touchdowns on the road against number 3 Ohio State.
Last time, as they hand it off to Teague. And Teague, the last time a quarterback threw for 500 yards or more against Ohio State was in 1981.
Man, Indiana fans love to hear that, because the 80s was the last time that this Indiana team beat Ohio State.
2nd and 5. Teague the other way. And Teague short of the line to gain. McFadden with the tackle brings up 3rd and short. They need a yard.
Yeah, and they need this conversion badly here with 9:49 left in this game. Ryan Day's got to feel like 42 points is not going to cut it. The way that Penix is throwing the football, they're going to have to get down the field and get some points here in this series, and maybe one more if they want to win the football game.
Fields, he'll run it on 4th down, looking for the first, has it and more as Fields gets to midfield.
Well, great block by Master Teague as well as the tight end. That's 89 Luke Farrell, as they're going to open up that lane. Boom, right there. Teague, great block, and now he's got the lane to take off for the conversion and move the chains. Gone right to the ground game, and Gus, all 3 runs, 2 by Teague, 1 by Justin Fields, have been that outside zone, right? Like the heavy downhill, getting outside.
1st down and 10 at the 49.
And all of them have been to the tight end side. You see, Indiana doesn't really adjust to the outside of the tight end.
Teague again. A yard. Ohio State would love nothing more than to have a long drive, eat up the clock, ending in a touchdown.
See, this is a play that's got to go outside. Watch Teague. They're running to the tight end again. If he stays outside, Gus, look right there. Outside, there's nobody there. He cuts it up. That's a poor cut from Master Teague. If he stays outside, he gains a bunch of yards.
2nd down and 9. Far side, ball caught near the 1st down marker. Jamison Williams goes forward, and he looks like he may have it. McFadden again defensively for IU.
What a great effort after the initial contact, and Jamison Williams, known for his speed, with a great run after the catch right here. He turns up, beautiful move, and even after getting popped, maintains his balance and gets upfield for the conversion.
8 minutes to go. Play fake. Fields sets up. Fields, and he's sacked again. This time it's Jalen Williams coming from his cornerback position.
What they're trying to do is they're trying to bring the tight end all the way over to block off of that run action, but he misses it. Jeremy Ruckert misses the block, and again, a corner in the backfield. Jalen Williams this time with the sack.
A loss of 3, 5th sack of the day for IU. 2nd and 13 at the 43. Justin Fields, another blitz. They pick it up. Fields over the middle, and it's caught by Garrett Wilson. Great protection for Justin Fields. 27-yard gain.
Watch this blitz pickup from Master Teague. He's going to come in there, and he's the one that gives Fields time right there. Boom. Picks up the safety, Devon Matthews, and allows that extra beat that Fields needs to get the ball down the middle of the field to Garrett Wilson.
1st and 10 at the 16. Master. And he's down at the 12. Cam Jones with the tackle.
They keep running that downhill zone play to the tight end. Indiana hasn't adjusted well on defense, and it feels like on almost every one of those snaps that Teague, if he stayed outside, could pop a big run because they are out leveraging the support of the Indiana defense.
2nd and 6. Teague again. And I love the tempo of their offense right now. They're eating up the clock.
And they need to, because their defense has been shredded, Gus, in this second half. And Ryan Day knows that. He's a smart play caller. But now he's got one of the more important play calls here of the day on a 3rd down.
Indiana with 3 timeouts. Ohio State with 2. 3rd and 4 at the 10. Ohio State may need to score. Remember, they have an inexperienced kicker for Ohio State in Jake Seibert, who missed his only attempt today.
Timeout. Injury.
Injured player on the field for IU. That's Cam Jones. 5:40 to go in the 4th. As Jones gets looked at, will step away. All right, here we go. 42-35. Ohio State on top of Indiana. 2 undefeated teams ranked in the top 10. 3rd down and 4 for Ryan Day's Buckeyes at the Indiana 10-yard line.
You know, the last time they were in this set, and look at the running backs. Teague is up in front of Fields. They ran that quarterback power to this short side of the field like this.
And that's what they run this time. Fields will not get the 1st down. He's about a half-yard short. I tell you what, partner, you are on your A game today. And Fields getting up slowly.
I don't think he got that 1st down.
He did not. 4th and 1.
Well, the fact that you ran it on 3rd down means I think Ryan Day goes for it here on 4th down. He tries to cut back but loses his footing as he was diving for the line to gain. I wouldn't be shocked if they came back with a similar play. Gus, if they line up in the same formation, watch for him to take this dip, right? He's going to take this 1 step forward, try to get the defense to commit, and then get the tight end out.
And now he reverses, looking. Fields throws, incomplete. Indiana holds him off on 4th down. Ohio State got cute. And they may pay for it. McFadden and Johnson with pressure.
I tell you what, Johnson makes the play here because Johnson's the one that forces Fields to keep the ball in the first place. He's guarding the tight end out in the flat, but then he commits late to coming up, and that's when Fields goes for the tight end. Probably could have even put a targeting call on Johnson there as he hit Fields kind of with the crown, but the ball goes over the tight end's head, and Tom Allen is absolutely ecstatic, and rightly so. What a play from that defense.
So Indiana takes over. First down and 10 at their own 7, down by 7 with 3 timeouts. Penix over the middle, caught, Hendershot, powers forward and picks up a first.
Boy, the secondary has been beat all day long, giving up almost 500 yards in the passing game. And at this point, those guys in the secondary, they're desperate for the pass rush to get there. Those down front 4 to try to get to Penix. But Penix has done an unbelievable job of getting the ball out of his hands right before he's contacted.
Penix sacked only 1 time in this game. Sideline throw and incomplete. David Ellis, the intended receiver. Penix had to put some heat on that football.
In the week 1 game against Penn State, it was similar where Penix had a lot of heat on him all day long, but it never fazed him. He just kept throwing the ball on time and on target, made some unbelievable plays in that last drive that forced overtime. It was some remarkable plays, and you get the sense that he's in that rhythm again here today.
As my colleague Stuart Scott would say, he's been cooler than the other side of the pillow. Here's Penix. Lofts it up in the air, sideline, incomplete. Ellis, Penix hit as he throws the football, brings up 3rd and 10.
Boy, what a huge 3rd down now. Penix has been so good on 3rd down, and largely because he's gone to his 2 playmakers, either Freifogel or Fillier, who are going to be on the same side of the set. Top of your screen, Freifogel will be the middle wide receiver. Fillier.
Watch Hendershot, the tight end at the bottom of your screen. He knows how to get open.
Hendershot is the guy right down here.
Penix in trouble. Penix, and he's sacked. Ohio State finally gets to him for the 2nd time. This time it's Pete Werner.
Well, the Buckeyes brought the pressure, and they finally get home. Pete Werner, a great job of getting home on a little bit of a stunt. They're going to bring both guys, but Werner is the guy that's coming all the way in a loop around, and he gets there. He beats Stevie Scott with that physical presence there. Stevie Scott unable to pass protect for his quarterback, and Werner gets to Penix and gets him to the ground.
So Indiana will punt it away. Garrett Wilson is the deep man. Whitehead delivers, takes the Indiana roll, and is downed inside Ohio State territory with 3:10 to go.
Well, this is where the win streak is.
25 in a row for Ohio State.
All of those coaches for Indiana. It's been 25 games since Indiana has knocked off Ohio State, and now their backs are against the wall. 3:10 left, down a score, and it's up to their defense to get the ball back. They've got the 3 timeouts left, so they've got to feel good about if they're able to get off the field, they're going to get the ball back with plenty of time. And this is going to be a heavy dose of run game here from Ohio State, and they've been doing a good job. They get in this tight set, and then they outflank them and get outside with that zone play.
From the 32-yard line, Master Teague loses an edge on the sideline, gains positive yardage. Hard to believe that this man had an Achilles injury 7 months ago, and he gets up a little gimpy.
And he's got that ankle taped up as well, that right ankle. So clearly something happened, and now it's going to be Trey Sermon, the grad transfer. Take a look at that ankle. Clearly in the last series, something happened, because as he's trying to cut, it just... and then he hits the left one, too.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Buckeyes in no rush. They run it right with Sermon. Sermon chopped down by McFadden.
Now Tom Allen's going to have to start his timeouts, and he will. He'll take one here.
2:25 remaining. Clock stops. 42-35. Ohio State with the lead and the ball. And don't forget, coming up next, it's the BMW Ultimate Update. Rob Stone, Coach Meyer, Brady, Reggie, and Matty Fresh.
Matty Fresh. I like that.
Oh, you do?
I do like that. Okay.
3rd down and 4. Can Indiana get off the field once again?
Olave and Wilson down here, bottom of your screen. They're man-to-man.
Fields hands it off to Sermon, and first down, Ohio State. It's a big run there.
Huge run now with only 2 timeouts.
And I like the confidence that Ryan Day showed in his running game.
I tell you what, that's a big call, in particular, you know, for a transfer. You talk about earning your stripes. Master Teague's been getting the bulk of the carries today. He's gotten 24 of them, but Sermon has been very good. Now 8 carries, 58 yards, almost 7.5 per carry for Trey Sermon.
Now Ohio State can really slow it down. 2 timeouts left for IU. 2 for the Bucks. Sermon remains in the game. We'll run it again. Gains a yard. And Indiana uses another timeout. 1 left with 1:38 to play. (42-35). Tom Allen's team has fought hard. This is a great coach, folks. Positive man.
Well, and he was masterful at the end of the game against Penn State, right? Getting them, telling his team, hey, let him score. He got an extra chance. They went down and they executed and got that win. I think best case scenario here, if Ryan Day just runs the football and if they can stop them, best case scenario for Indiana would be that they would get the ball back probably inside the 15-yard line with about 46, 47 seconds left in this game.
2nd down and 9. Master Teague back in the game, and he's tackled for a loss by Micah McFadden.
Well, I think that kind of takes the decision out of Ryan Day's hands. I don't think that you throw the football here on 3rd down. We saw earlier in the year
Lincoln Riley
against
Texas
in the Red River Showdown, and he went for the jugular. The 1st down would have ended the game for OU. He threw the ball,
stopped the clock. It was an incompletion,
and then Texas went down the field
and
scored and tied it up and went to overtime. I think at 3rd and 13. I don't see him throwing the ball unless it's some sort of screen or a bubble screen, something that he knows he's going to complete. Even something like one of those jet sweeps to Garrett Wilson, right? He's the playmaker. Maybe you create a scenario where you snap the ball in the shotgun and just toss it to Garrett Wilson and see if he can get it around the edge.
Will he go against his nature as a play caller or a head coach?
The head coach always wins out. He better always win out. You know, and I was critical of Lincoln Riley in that moment, and it's because these 40 seconds are crucial, and Ryan Day absolutely understands that. I would expect them to run the football here.
3rd down and 13 at the 41. Penix wants one more shot at it. 1 timeout left for Indiana, and they hand it off. Master Teague, and he's tackled for a half-yard gain by Ziemba. 1:20 and counting.
Ooh, and that man's going to have a shot now. 1 score. He'll have about, 45 seconds, right about there. And the only thing that Ohio State is concerned about is protecting this punt. It's a 1-step punt. The punter, Drew Chrisman, cannot hold on to this ball at all. You cannot risk getting this thing blocked.
Remember, Drew Chrisman is one of the best punters in America, second-team preseason All-America. He's a two-time Ray Guy Award semifinalist. He had 5 consecutive punts down inside the 6-yard line against Michigan State 2 seasons ago. We'll see if he can do it right now.
All right, so now Ohio State has to execute the punt. If they can get it away, Indiana will get the ball back with about 40 seconds left, pending Reese Taylor, his ability to return it. But boy, Drew Chrisman, this is the one-step punt. Catch it and get it off.
And he delivers. Line drive. Bounces backwards and is down to the 22 with 38 seconds remaining. And here's what Tom Allen had to say about this game.
I don't care what anybody says about this stinking game. We're going to compete. We're going to fight. We're going to find a way. Keep proving everybody wrong. That's all I got to say.
Indiana came into this game ranked number 9. Victories over Penn State, Michigan State, traditional powers in the Big Ten, but not having their finest season. So the question was, were they legit? Looks like they are. Penix. Incomplete. Whop Philyor, the closest man to the football. Second down and 10.
Pressure is on Marcus Hooker on this drive, number 23. He's going to be the deep safety. They're not going to play with 2 deep safeties. It's not in their nature. They're just going to play a big, soft cover 3. Corners have deep responsibility, but Marcus Hooker is the key. Nobody can get behind him.
Freifogel, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Wade looks like he's covering him. Indiana out of timeouts. Second and 10 at the 22. Penix drops it off. Marshall, and he goes out of bounds at the 30.
And with no timeouts, really the middle of the field is not available unless you're going to get a first down, and then you got to have another play in your disposal or run up and kill the clock quickly.
Third down and 3.
Surprised Ohio State's playing bump coverage here on Freifogel. Wade down here is in bump coverage, and Freifogel has had a monster day just getting that fade route down the sideline.
7 catches, 223, 3 receiving touchdowns for Freifogel. Penix steps up in the pocket, wants to run it, picks up a first down and slides down at the 40.
But he needs to hustle the line of scrimmage here. No way to stop the clock. The clock will start once the chains are set. And here it goes.
And they get there quickly. 20 seconds to go. Penix. Sideline, incomplete.
Well, now you got to start thinking about your field position and the arm strength of your quarterback. Where do you need to get the football so that he can have a shot to throw it all the way to the end zone? They probably need legitimately 5 to 10 more yards to have a somewhat legitimate shot at chucking it down there for a Hail Murray.
Second and 10 at the 38. Murray and Mary.
You know what I mean, Kyler?
Here's Penix. Over the middle. And incomplete. Wow, Hender's shot had it right in his hands. Might have been dangerous, though, because it was in the middle of the field.
Well, they wouldn't have. The clock would have stopped with a first down, and they would have had to come up and spike it there with about 8 seconds left, 7 seconds left. But it would have gotten them that field position that they needed to take a legitimate shot at the end zone.
9 seconds to go.
Now Ohio State's going to put 2 safeties back. One, Proctor, he's going to be over Freifogel. I bet they're going to double Ty Freifogel here.
Prior to snap. Timeout. Ohio State. Be a 30-second charge timeout.
And Ohio State uses their final timeout with 9 seconds to go, 42-35. you take a look at the upcoming schedules for both teams.
Not a lot left in this crazy year. Buckeyes will be heavily favored from here on out. Certainly their stiffest test was going to come today, and Indiana, they've got that date looming with Wisconsin. Wisconsin is in a de facto kind of semifinal game in the West Division with Northwestern right now. They're on the road. Of course, we'll be at the game right back here in the shoe when Michigan comes to town.
3rd down and 10. 9 seconds to go. Indiana out of timeouts. Penix to the sideline, guns it incomplete. Fillier, the intended receiver, with 5 seconds to go.
Well, now you got to just chuck it down the field. And if you don't feel like he can get it all the way to the end zone, then you've got to throw something over the middle and then start the lateral game. What you got to be leery of if you're Ohio State is if they throw that ball over the middle and then Freifogel's coming from the single receiver side screaming across. So they throw the hook right here and then he's going to be screaming across.
To get it into the end zone, he's going to have to throw it about 60+ yards, and they don't. They go short, and here comes the stuff. Back to Penix across the field. They've worked on this. Ellis running, pitches it backwards, loose, and covered up by Ohio State, and the Buckeyes will survive this one to remain undefeated. Justin Fields not happy, but they'll take the win. 42-35 the final. Ohio State improves to 5-0. Indiana falls to 4-1. Excuse me. Ohio State 4-0, Indiana 4-1, 42-35. The final score from Columbus. For Jenny Tabb, Joel Klatt, Gus Johnson saying so long from the shoe.